The views shared on this podcast are personal opinions for conversation and insight only. Guest perspectives are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Kalaj Dame or this podcast. Nothing discussed here should be taken as legal, financial, medical, or professional advice. Always do your own research and make decisions based on your individual situation.
They don't tell you when you get an LLC and start your business that the very reason you start your business is probably also going to be the very reason it fails.
Anytime someone comes up to me and they're like, oh, this is my company, I'm the CEO, and they're like happy, I'm thinking
you don't do shit.
Either they're faking or they literally just have an LLC and they don't really do shit. Like it's not a real company. It's just some
it's
bullshit.
A shell company for sure.
Yeah. People are messaging me like, hey, bro, can I get on a podcast? And haven't watched a single episode.
Right.
And to me, that doesn't make any sense.
You just want to sit in front of a camera and talk about yourself for a couple hours.
No idea what I'm talking about or why.
Right. You don't even understand the purpose. But I've had situations happen like that. I've had features taken away from me because I wouldn't put out after they were offered to me without that premise.
Put out. So like someone trying to get at you like on a personal level.
Mind you, married men.
We just shine a light where they hide the gray. It's the Kalaj Dame Podcast.
So.
Oh, don't get all formal on me now. So, my introduction to you started with, I want to say I put out a message that said I need some help. At some point in time, because I'm always whining that I need some, not whining, but always putting out on social media, I need some help. And you message me like, hey, what do you need help for, right? From there, I believe at some point in time, I think I posted something about interviewing people or whatever, and you're like, hey, can I get an interview, right? So I put out this disclaimer all the time, and I tell people it is absolutely not a music podcast.
Right.
It is not, like, we're not trying to interview all the rappers, and the main reason for that is I want to be able to create an audience, a full, bunch of people for the audience out there, full bunch of people all over the nation, international or whatever, and be able to put local people in front of that audience, right?
Right.
So if I put out one episode per week in a year, that's 52 episodes. If I fill those 52 episodes up with Pittsburgh rappers, then our audience for the most part is going to be Pittsburgh people.
Right.
Probably mostly Pittsburgh rappers, won't expand our audience, right? So I gave you that information. And then you proceeded to throw back at me like, okay, well, I do this. And we went everywhere from, you have your ventures that you're working with that help artists. So I don't want to mess the name up. Don't correct me yet. See if I wrote it down. Did I take a note somewhere? Maybe, possibly. Hold on. Next Up Live.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we got Next Up Live. You're in school for audio engineering and finished it recently? You finished
Part 1.
Okay.
Part 1 of 2. I just went back.
Okay. So we got that. We have BDSM community, which is extremely interesting. We can also talk about because we're bridging cultures and stuff here. And then in addition to that, all types of stories, like your dad was in entertainment.
Yes.
And information that I personally feel like the audience can benefit from. So
absolutely.
At that point, I felt like it was a great idea, got you scheduled. And then the conversation shifted to, okay, well, how can you help? So you've officially become a member of the team, of the podcast. So we had to reschedule a time or so, and now we're finally getting to your interview. So what's up, Freya?
Yeah, what's up? Happy to be here. This is going to be a little weird editing it.
Why?
I've never had to edit videos of myself in
Oh, yeah. You'll probably get into the clipping on this one.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I might even have to hit the thumbnail.
This is going to be fun.
Hashtag galore. But no, I'm doing good. We're just getting ready to go back out for like kind of mid to end of Q1 of the tour.
Oh, touring. I forgot that too. Touring artist. Okay.
So just happy I got here in one piece.
Nice. Yeah, that has been a thing. I guess we could start there. So part of the reason why you're not as able to contribute as much on the team is like touring in addition to your work and personal life.
Outside.
Yeah.
I've been outside. Like
going around everywhere.
The day you called me the one day, he said, "What's up, Frey?" And I said, "Oh, I just got roped into performing at a show at the Rap Cafe."
Where was
as
it?
a participant? Southside. So Club Cafe. A couple of buddies of mine, Goots and Codename Splash. I'm not sure if you're aware of them, but they run a show called the Rap Cafe once a month, and they did an all-female edition. Pretty Girls Love Trap. It was dope.
Does your demographic fit with that? Okay, so here's a good question here. So when it comes to you, phone on silent, by the way, because my notifications will go crazy.
Yeah, one step ahead. It stays on D&D.
I already know. So when it comes to shows, opportunities, events, and stuff like that, do you like take whatever's thrown at you, or are you like considering like weighing your options for what's a better fit?
So I think there's a couple ways to answer that. Obviously, when you're a baby artist, you kind of just take what's ever thrown at you. You sign up, you throw money at showcases and all that other stuff. But when you start to kind of progress, and you as in me, when I started to progress, it became more like, okay, well, I can only hand out dot cards and all these other things so many times before I'm like, where's the return of my investment? So I do kind of have to pick and choose, because like I have my business obligations, and then I have my like collaborations that we do with a couple other different groups in Pittsburgh, and then I have like solo Frey.
Okay.
So I do kind of pick and choose. But obviously, if my friends need help, I'm going to jump in, especially if I have the music to fill the spot.
Yeah.
So
like if a trap artist is featuring Frey on a hook or something, you'll be at a trap show performing that song with them, right? Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, I kind of do a little bit of everything, so just not country.
That's the thing. Yeah, when I listen to your music, I think the feeling I got was, and I may have told you this, almost like a Evanescence, Ellie Goulding, just like really emo / emotional.
Emo?
Yeah, like the feel of
Electronic emo. Sounds crazy.
Yeah, it's very, I want to say soulful, but not soulful in like an R&B way. Like soulful, like the style of singing. If I listen to an Ellie Goulding song,
right,
it's like it's capturing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like that's what I mean when I say soulful. I don't even know if that's the right term, but like the one Nipsey Hussle song that I sent you, Mercy, with Stacy something. I don't remember her last name. So something like that. This like has an electronic feel to it, but I don't know. There's just something extremely soulful, and I'm like, yeah, this is a perfect lane for you. Chris Calico. That was the other dude that I
Yep,
sent.
we talked about that.
Yeah.
Because the strange music as an entirety. I mean, and I guess Hobson's really not strange music, but
Kind of was at one point, like
it was considered.
Like,
but he never.
Yeah.
Because after everything that happened with Funk Volume, there was a lot of, why didn't you bring Hobson on? Well, it's my guy and I love him, but not really, not like that. Because I think there was just too much controversy. But I personally consider myself an electronic dark R&B artist.
Electronic dark R&B. Fits.
Yeah, because it encompasses everything. Like I write emotional You know, it could be sexual, it could be anger, it could be healing, trauma repair, it could be anything.
Right.
So like a lot of my older stuff, like I started out rapping, never really knew I was an R&B artist. So.
Did you tag that to yourself, or did someone tell you like, hey, you're R&B?
I tagged that to myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So in addition to that, and one of the main reasons why I was really excited about bringing you to the team is you're a businesswoman.
I am, first and foremost.
So how do we get all of these things in this one pot? How does that happen?
Do you know how many times a day I get asked that question?
I was gonna say, it's kind of
what do you do?
Kind of a vague question, but I mean, really,
I just do.
So a friend of mine I interviewed yesterday. We were talking about fishing, and you'll see it soon before everyone else will, probably going through everything. So he isn't a fishing guide, but he's like practicing to be one, basically.
Meaning like teach you how to fish?
Yeah, where he takes people out on the water and stuff.
Okay.
And he said he was diagnosed with ADHD. And his thing is, fishing is like, I don't know, maybe his version of stemming, kind of, where the average ADHD person is kind of like unpracticed all over the place, that is doing like so many different things. But there's some people that do a lot of things and they become practiced at it and they multitask so well, like that is how they manage having their ADHD, because they kind of need their attention spread out amongst multiple things.
I can agree with that.
Him, it's fishing, and it's mainly because while fishing, he's doing so many different things, almost like a science experiment. So it's like, what's the temperature, and you know, what's the moon phase, and which way is the wind blowing, and you know, what's the water temperature? Like all these things you're calculating all at the same time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In that conversation, I realized that I'm similar in that I'm doing, you know, working on electrical engineering during the day. I'm working on a podcast. I dibble and dabble with music. I'm building stuff. All these different things where I'm spreading myself thin. And then I made the connection for you. And I feel like not just throwing it on you, but would you agree that doing all these different things is just like managing like a field of neurodivergence?
So yes, but that does require a part two. So I don't know how to sit still. If I sit still for more than like 2 or 3 days, I'm going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like I could have 1,010,000 things to do, but that sitting still was not a part of that to-do list. So in that cumbersome list of things that I have to do, backlog, if you will, I physically have to. Like I don't necessarily have a set structure for like what time of day I do each thing outside of 9 to 5. Because being honest with you, and I probably shouldn't say this on camera, I'm doing stuff from the time I wake up until the time I go to bed, whether that's at work, whether like wherever that is. I'll be at an event and writing up notes for something else that I got to do.
and I can validate that, because most of the time we're talking, you're like somewhere in the middle of work or tour or something in front of your computer.
And I'm like, hey, by the way, when I get home, I'm going to do this thing. I can't tell you exactly what time I'm going to get home, but I will get home at some point and do it. So like, was it a conscious decision? Like, these are all the different things I want to do, or did it just pile up somehow? I think I've just amassed like such a level of knowledge about everything, and I'm not mastered at any of them. But I'm a helper. Like I live to serve. That's literally what I do. Like I'm a servant leader, which I know they just pound that home when you're talking about like Scrum and everything else, being a servant leader and everything. Yeah. But you don't find out how true that is until you realize like who's genuinely integrated themselves into that part of their life. I've always been that way. And I think a lot of it stemmed from the need to please. I don't really care so much anymore. Like I'll tell you, go F yourself. I don't care. Because if I'm not doing it, I'm not doing it.
Right.
But all of these different pieces of my life integrate into me at somehow.
Right.
So if I can help somebody else do those things, even if I'm like at a slight inconvenience, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things because I'm still building. So you got to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'd rather suffer for 10 years, 5 years to be able to enjoy the rest of my life than to suffer for 25 years and be nowhere.
Okay.
And if I can help others do that, even better.
What happens when you hit your limit with that?
When you hit your limit, then you reevaluate. Like, are you really contributing to this? Is this beneficial for you? Is it beneficial for them?
I guess, let me rephrase the question. Mm-hmm. Have you ever experienced burnout to where it's almost depressing?
Yes.
Where, like me, I go through it where I put so much on my plate. I need to balance this line of maintaining everything. Mm-hmm. And the moment something goes off, so like, let's say I'm doing a bunch of interviews and editing, every week, and it has to go according to plan. And the moment, someone calls me and says, hey, maybe it's my job. I need to send you to Texas for a week. And it completely throws everything off. Yeah. Immediately, I'll just spiral.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you're like, well, that wasn't part of the plan because you were so busy planning and planning and planning that you forgot to have a backup plan of the backup plan.
Yeah.
It happens. I could plan something for 6 months straight to the T down to time bulletins.
Right.
And one thing will happen, usually anywhere 4 to 6 weeks beforehand. If it's a shorter time frame, it'll happen like the day before and it just blows up the whole plan. So you are not alone. Makes you just want to give up, but you can't.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Let's wait. I want to get on business. Let's wait for that. Let's start with early Frey. Early Frey.
Baby Frey, yeah.
Baby Frey.
Yeah.
Your dad is in the entertainment industry.
Yes.
Any information, stories you could dive into about that, about your humble beginnings?
My humble beginnings began less than 6 months old when I was sleeping in sound booths of smoking bars when those were still a thing.
Smoking bars, what is that exactly?
Like bars that you can smoke in. I mean, I know.
Wow, that's what we're calling them, smoking bars? Listen, there was a time when you could smoke anywhere. And everywhere. Yeah. And it was normal. Uh-huh. In fact, so normal that now I don't really think about it. The idea of not being able to smoke anywhere has become normal. But for a time, it was weird as hell to me.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
When you bought a vehicle, there were ashtrays everywhere. It was an ashtray
you
in the
had
door.
the little.
Yeah, they all came with lighters.
Yeah.
You could smoke in McDonald's, like restaurants.
Just anywhere.
Smoke at work. Matter of fact, I think you could smoke on airplanes. Like, you could literally smoke anywhere. Smoking bars is crazy.
Well, I mean, I'm a 99 baby. So I'm kind of like at the cusp of like within the first like 10 to 15 years of my life, you kind of had a mix at that point of bars that you could smoke in and bars that you couldn't. And I had places I could be and where I couldn't be after 9 p.m. Was I still there? Yes.
You were born in 99?
Yes.
Wow. That's literally the year I graduated high school. That's crazy. Okay, I get it.
Yeah. Smoking bars. So 6-month-old baby Freys in a bassinet in the middle of the winter months, sleeping in a sound booth in a snowsuit.
Okay.
That's how I got introduced. The first time I ever performed, I was 3 years old. I performed with Arms Wide Open by Creed on a gazebo in like Central Park. So I kind of have always, my dad played multiple instruments. He plays the drums, he sings, he plays the bass, plays the guitar, plays the piano. So kind of like diverse in that aspect. And naturally, that fell onto me. But most of my dad's side as a whole is like musically talented.
Okay. That works.
Progressing through that, I wrote my first single, I guess you would call it, when I was like 5. I should have brought that for you. I told you I was going to bring it.
Was it like a CD? You said
Yeah, I told you I was going to bring it. I forgot. I'm sorry. I looked right at it. But yeah, my dad won Hairband Idol.
What's that?
Think like Queensryche, King Diamond, like metal stuff that you probably don't listen to. So hairband is like 80s hairband metal.
Okay, what's like top rock band or something you could compare it to? I mean, like, are we talking like I don't know, Metallica? Or...
Yes, that generalized area. Metallica, Queensryche, Stained, if you can consider them that. I mean, I consider Stained like dad bob, like garage drinking music.
So my rock experience, it's not as vast. I remember as a kid, I had friends that, like I had a friend, I think his name was Paul, lived down the street from me. And him and his older sister were very much into like Metallica and shit like that.
Paul's actually my dad's name, so that's funny.
For real, that's crazy. So they were into it and he would play it. And to me, it just sounded like, I don't know what I was listening to, but when they would play music, it just sounded like dudes screaming over random guitars. As I got older, I listened to, is it Nothing Even Matters or something like that? Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. Does that sound familiar?
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Whatever song it was, and I'm like, oh shit, this is dope. Like, I could sample this and probably would really listen to it. And I felt in a way, like growing up it was hip hop and then rock was just kind of like weird. I mean, you had like Rock This Way or whatever that song was, Run DMC, and the dude from Aerosmith, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, Walk This Way, that was it. You had that song, but outside of that, it was like, we don't really mess with rock and roll music. It made me feel like I was lied to. Like, it made me feel like I should have been listening to this music the whole time.
Yeah,
like, and then that's, at that point, I got into, like, Genesis, Leonard Skinner, I can't even think of all of them, but every classic rock, completely.
So think like that. But it was actually held in Pittsburgh in, I think, 2009, and he won.
And it's
Hairband Idol.
Hairband Idol, got it.
I don't know if it's like a thing anymore, but it was like a pretty big thing back then. So, yeah, that's like the introduction to it. I grew up performing, helping my dad DJ, karaoke nights, weddings, things of that nature. He played in a band. He had several bands. One of them was Mistreater, 80 Proof, NE146. And they went and did all kinds of crazy stuff. So naturally, I also did too. But that's kind of the backstory. So
you remember those? Like, as you do stuff now, are you able to reference, like, I don't know, memories of events and stuff like that?
Absolutely.
Like, pull from that and as you navigate?
Absolutely. I think it's kind of, I don't want to say pertinent because I don't want it to feel super, like, businessy. But I think you have to. Like, if you don't, as an artist, it's similar to recording yourself performing and practicing, so that way you can review the play and figure out what you need to do different or what worked really well, what doesn't. I'm pretty sure I can remember every single show I've done, even down to a cruise ship in the Bahamas, which was really cool. I forgot about that one until just now. It was like 2013. So I've been international since before I was even an adult.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope. So at some point in time, there was a moment where you decided, I want to start making music for myself. Like you took this experience and, you know, family talent or whatever and changed directions. When was that moment?
So I feel like in order to talk about that, I have to talk about when I gave up music. Okay. Which sounds crazy. Like, knowing me, I know that probably sounds crazy to hear come out of my mouth. I'm a spiteful bitch. Like, you can't force me to do something that I already want to do. Well, at the time, you couldn't. It was more along the lines of, I got a guitar, I learned how to play the piano a little bit, I played the flute, and it got to a point where I felt like it was becoming more his dream that he was pushing through me than mine.
Your dad? Okay.
So I quit. I quit karaoke, I quit performing, I quit everything. And it's crazy because I originally wanted to go to Full Sail when I turned 18. Life got in the way of that, you know, societal expectations of what you feel like you should do, you know, you wanting other people to do those things. So I just kind of got to a point where I was like, I don't really care anymore. Like, life got in the way.
What age did he start you with doing that, like, music stuff? Like,
my whole life. Like, when I tell you my whole life, I do mean it.
That's an interesting concept because, like, if we look at, say, there's some, like, Asian cultures that are, you know, from when the kids are young, you're going to do this, you're going to play the piano, so on and so forth. You look at the Williams sisters, Serena and Venus, that, you know, their dad put a tennis racket in their hands since they were young. The Jacksons, Jackson 5.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of conversations going on. It's like some people are on the side of the fence. It's like, take your kids, give them something when they're young. Don't really give them a decision and just kind of like push them in that directions. Like, do you feel like that was bad for you? Like, you're not the person to do that with, or you weren't the child for that to be effective?
So, yes and no. So I do feel like in one scope, I feel like he's seen that I would be better than him and wanted to push me there. Which, I mean, when you have something you're good at, like, that's your job as a parent, is to kind of push you to do your best.
Right.
Whether that was with me in cheerleading, track, soccer, whatever it was. I feel like I displayed interest in it first. But once it got to a point where I'm like, nah, I don't want to do this. And he's like, nah, you're going to do this. Like, you're going to do this. And it was kind of like, I pimp. No, I'm not. Like, I don't know what you thought was going to happen with that, but nobody puts baby Freya in a corner. Okay. So that became one of the things where I just kind of slid that back under the rug. But I didn't realize until much later in my younger adult life that I had such a passion for it that nothing else was fulfilling.
Okay.
And that's when I made the decisional factor of like, okay, well, why did you even stop this in the first place? Out of spite.
I get it.
Yeah. So then, you know, I linked up with Hendy, became really close with Hendy. And at the time, I don't want to say him and I aren't cool. I'm kind of indifferent with most people. But Harley Dice and Hendy are pretty much the reason I'm making music now. Okay. They're like, we see your talent and like, you're not going to have a day of peace if you don't like put this to work.
Right.
So like always have to shout them out because without them, I probably would be working some dead-end job, miserable somewhere, not happy. So it was at that point I had to really take into consideration, like, what am I doing? I'm not happy. I'm not thriving. I'm not being fulfilled. So we got to make a choice. Like, are we going to do what we were naturally talented at? Or are we going to fight to live some kind of normal life, whatever that looks like? And music won that battle, and it always will. Because I had to realize, like, what really makes you happy, right? That's what you should do. Like, if you love what you do, it's never work a day in your life.
I have to get some pushback on here.
Because I knew it was coming.
This has been an issue for me lately. And I tell my kids that all the time, just kind of spitting it back at them because I've heard it all my life. You know, if you love what you're doing, you'll never work a day in your life.
Right.
It's completely false and it's bullshit. The idea is, okay. So you have two concepts in there. You have first, which isn't really assumed. So like you could work for someone else if you love it. It's like, if you love it, it's not assumed to be work because it's fun. And then you have the concept of like not working for someone else and doing what you love is way better. Where regardless in either of those situations, when you have responsibilities, when there is something that is so important that it forces you to do things when you don't want to do it.
Absolutely.
Or you don't feel just not in the mood. But regardless, you need to get up. You need to work crazy hours. You need to punch a clock, whether it's for someone else or for your own business or whatever else. When you have to punch a clock when you don't feel like it, that shit is fucking work.
So I agree with that. If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. I think that is a little bit stretched, okay?
Yeah.
Especially when, as an independent artist or a solopreneur, you're the accountant, the social media manager, the graphic designer, the videographer, HR, PR, social media manager. I think I might have said that already, but customer service rep, 15 workers by yourself, time card keeper. You're everything.
Right.
You're also the marketing expert.
Right.
And you're the sales rep and everything else. Like, they don't tell you when you get an LLC and start your business that the very reason you start your business is probably also going to be the very reason it fails.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a reason why you can claim a loss on your taxes for the first 5 years and no one's going to bat an eye at it, because the reality of your business failing in those first 5 years is like 78, 85%.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
It's a lot.
That's the thing. Just that time and hours it takes to be good.
10,000.
And then to be, so you have like the well-practiced version, but then you have like the successful version. So they kind of go together. By the end of those 10,000 hours, maybe you'll be successful too, but all of that time is climbing up a mountain, jumping over hurdles, doing things that you don't feel
Literally
like doing.
all uphill. Like my thing I tell people, don't worry, it only gets worse.
Exactly. There's plenty of people for this podcast so far that I've had conversations with. And the energy from everyone right now is like, yo, don't quit. Like, it's
Don't
dope.
do it.
There's so much going on. And it's not like I'm close to quitting, but there's a lot of, I'm burnout, absolutely. But not quitting in the sense that it's successful relatively based on how long we've been doing it.
Absolutely.
But it takes away so much from, personal life, family, money. Like it strips away from so much that one day you just wake up like, fuck, I don't want to do this. And I don't want to sit and talk to people, and I don't want to sit in front of the computer and edit, and that just, it translates into, God, was this a good idea? This idea sucked. Why did y'all talk me out of doing this shit? And the reason I explain that is people, like, they wear it as a badge of honor. Like, I'm a CEO, I got my own company. Like, that's not good.
I'm sorry, that laugh is...
It's like, you good.
I'm laughing because it's so true.
Yeah.
It is. It really is. You have to laugh about it because you're like, it's like, I'm going to do it, but like, I'm going to complain the entire time, but I'm going to get it done.
Yeah. So anytime someone comes up to me and they're like, oh, this is my company, I'm the CEO, and they're like happy, I'm thinking
you don't do shit.
Either they're faking or they literally just have an LLC and they don't really do shit. Like it's not a real company. It's just some
it's
bullshit.
A shell company for sure.
Yeah.
Shell for clout is what it should be called.
Exactly. It's either that or they're like bottling up all their frustrations and fronting to me. Because
let me ask you a question, actually. Yeah. Assuming that's true, what would you even do if somebody was like, I'm a CEO, man. I don't know how to do this anymore. It just like lashes out on you. Like, you would probably look at him like,
no, I'd relate.
I mean, it's valid,
like,
but bro, you don't have a therapist? Like,
No. So, like, for example, I'm kind of relatively close to the owner of the company I work for. And he doesn't come at me like that. He's not whining or crying or anything, but during conversations, like you can see his frustration, like in dealing with customers and accounts, and one account is too late, and we broke even on this account, or we're in a hole in that account, and he's just like, man, I had a weekend, like it's been rough, and I've been out of state all week, and you can literally see it. So if somebody was to break down, like, yo, I don't know what to do, hey, bro, I feel you, like. You want to grab
in this shithole
shot
together.
Of whiskey or something? Like, let's talk about it. Because it's
for real.
There's no
easy way.
Yeah, not at all. And even after you're successful, it's still not easy.
Yeah, it's just different stresses. That's all.
Yeah.
It might not be really like money or time. Actually, that's wishful thinking. Because I'd say we're becoming relatively successful. So like, the growing pains are still real. So
yeah, it's I mean, in saying all that, there's a lot of positives, right? So there's a lot of good that comes with it, and as the money comes in more and more, then it's like, okay, we can breathe a little bit, is better. But all that other horrible shit still, lack of time and everything, and
it kind of implodes on you a little bit.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
So with that, all this business thing and this business understanding, I've come to learn about you. Well, let me intro this way. So it's kind of known, just common knowledge rather, that the game industry, business, whatever, is like 90% business, 10% talent. Right? Some people even say like 95% business and
absolutely
10% talent. Like
for the ones that are really working, absolutely.
Yeah. So when I listen to Freya and contrast you against other artists, I hear an artist that completely stands out in demographic, style of music, everything. But at the same time, there's tons of talented artists everywhere in the world, right? And if we're speaking about Pittsburgh locally, there's tons of talented artists everywhere. The instant value that I seen in you was your business sense. In that understanding Scrum, understanding marketing, understanding artists, everything about working with artists in general. Do you feel like that has helped you to this point to navigate in terms of how well you're received?
That's a really good question, actually. So I might actually have to give that some thought. But like off first glance, yes, because I wasn't always this way. Like I've always had a very like forward momentum. Like I'm a Sag, so like always forward, never backward. And the mentality that I've developed is like, oh, well, I can't mess up on this, and I got to make sure that I'm not getting played on this, especially as a female. So it's funny because as much as I really don't want to mention this, DJ Chevy is the person that started me in that direction.
Okay.
He actually took me under his wing and managed me for a while.
Okay.
Which is great because now, you know, I have probably a little bit more palatable of an approach. So people listen to what I say because they can see in real time what's going on. But there was a point in time where I had to take everything down. And it caused a lot of problems, especially like all of my music had to come down.
Why?
Because the business wasn't right.
Okay.
And I fought it every step of the way because I was like, I don't understand why this ain't, like constantly putting up a fight. Do it your way then.
Yeah.
Little did I realize, like, if you want to be taken seriously and get opportunities and get put on tours and lineups and openings and headlinings and whatever, you have to operate like you're already a label. How do you do that?
Yeah. So
it sets me apart because nobody does it.
There's a line between doing things right and doing things right now.
Right.
And both answers are correct depending on the situation.
Yeah.
Where, like, if someone wants to do a podcast and all they have is their phone, should they set up their phone and record and put out their podcast? Absolutely. I always tell people, yes, 100% do it however you have to do it. You're not registered or you don't have an LLC, go ahead, get started. But that's not, at least in my perception, that's not to say don't ever register it, don't ever upgrade your equipment, but you need that kickstart, that jump start to make sure you get off your ass and start.
Right.
Right?
I think the issue stems from the lack of knowledge, the lack of will to find the knowledge, gatekeeping.
Gatekeeping. We're going to spin back around on that.
That's why I quotated it.
Yeah.
Because that played a significant part in my journey. You know, when I first started out, I had people that already knew about these things, knew about being ASCAP or BMI registered, knew about Song Trust, knew about Sound Exchange and the MLC and all these other things. You think they told me? No.
Is that gatekeeping though?
If you consider, I'll frame that with another question. You have a best friend in the entire world, maybe your wife, for example, and say she has a venture that she wants to pursue.
Okay.
You already know about how that venture goes. You know the steps that you have to take to ensure everything goes well together. She's your ride or die. Like, that's your wife, mother of your kids, your world. At a certain point, how long would you be comfortable as a man watching her suffer when you knew that you had information that could have helped her get to where she needed to go? Would you not consider that gatekeeping? Would you not have that considered to be like...
I wouldn't define it as gatekeeping.
Yeah.
So I would look at that more like... I mean, there's a few reasons for that, right? Where some could be maybe I'm just not thinking about it, or maybe I minimalize like how important it is, even though it's really important. So like, for example, I had my own record label for the longest time. I've been a member of ASCAP since 1999, we'll say. Since then, I've had many artists under my record label. And to this day, you know, when I go to put out old songs, I hit them up, yo, what's your ASCAP? What? I don't know ASCAP. So it kind of fell on me to be like, I know about ASCAP. Why don't y'all register for ASCAP and show them how to get registered? But I never did, just simply because I didn't look at it like it was a priority for me. So that aspect. But at the same time, I think that gatekeeping is more like, let's say, I can't even think of it. Let's say Aftermath. Aftermath and Dr. Dre come up to me and they're like, dude, we need a super dope artist, something like a dark R&B, you know, this style that just matches Freya perfectly. And I'm like, man, I don't know that Pittsburgh has nothing like that. I think I might have heard of some chick up in Boston, you know, go check that out. Or like, if they're like, looking for people and I'm like purposely, blocking. Oh, don't even look in Pittsburgh.
I think it does, but I get what you're saying too. I think people experience it differently.
An opportunity where there's one entrance, one assumed entrance to that opportunity, and there's someone that's like standing at the gate blocking specific people, from entering that one entrance. Whereas if there's a bunch of information, that's just there, and me standing there is not going to block you from getting it. If you want to get it, you could read a book, you could, look online, chat GPT, walk around me, whatever, which is why I kind of think it's different from gatekeeping.
I feel like a lot of terms are interchangeable. I think there's at least half truths to it. I've been, and I'm not going to mention names just because, like, obviously we're on a podcast. I'm not trying to be problematic.
Right.
But I've had situations happen like that. I've had features taken away from me because I wouldn't put out after they were offered to me without that premise.
Put out. So like someone trying to get at you like on a personal level.
Mind you, married men. Married men.
I'm a married guy. I'm a guy. So the married men concept, like men is men.
Yeah.
It's people.
Particular experiences.
Yeah.
Someone that, like I thought I was really cool with.
Yeah.
Chilling, kicking back. They're through the entire beat production of the song. And I'm like, okay, well, just send me over your verse when you're done because I'm in a creative mood. I want to write. I don't think that's a good idea. Well, why is that?
Okay. I want to express this without giving anyone the energy that I'm being problematic, right?
Yeah.
Is there a way, if you think of it as barter system of, I have this iPad, you need this iPad, right? And let me just throw the disclaimer out there. I'm not justifying it. This isn't justification. I just want your opinion on it.
Yeah.
I have this iPad, you need this iPad, and I say, well, this iPad is worth $500. You say, I don't have $500. And I'm like, okay, well, what if you mow my lawn? Would you like to mow my lawn? I'm not mowing your lawn. You can't have my iPad then, unless you're going to give me the $500 for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's okay to look at it like that. Like, people will probably try to cancel me. But deep down inside, maybe it's just my Gen X side, is just like, you're trading something for, whether it's a service or money, barter or whatever. Like, could that be looked at as possibly a good deal? Like, if someone was open to it?
I'm so sorry.
I'm just saying.
Them brought the ugly laugh out. I got like 27 different laughs. I'm sorry in advance. I mean, I get it. And for some people that might work.
Okay.
I feel like with your scenario, you already had other options presented though. You know what I'm saying? This was an opportunity that was presented to me. And then after the fact, because I wouldn't do said thing.
So it was like an accepted value of, okay, I'll do X, and
I wasn't even asked for payment.
Well, you had an agreement, and that agreement changed.
Yes, because somewhere in the middle you wanted to get your dick wet. Maybe your wife wasn't giving it to you. Maybe she doesn't satify you. Maybe you just wanted something
Censors, I have to bleep that now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've been forgetting about this. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That's fine if you bleep it.
No, it's
the point still stands.
Yeah. All right. That's actually a good topic to kind of segue a little bit, side topic, because I've heard a lot about that throughout my history as
it's bad
a producer and artist. I believe it. I believe it. It happens on all levels, from the top industry people all the way down to us lower levels locally. where in my day, let's just say before, like without music, it was always, you know, get women, how many phone numbers can you get, you know, did you bag this chick, so on and so forth. And then because I had a studio back before Pro Tools, well, not Pro Tools, I'm sorry, FL Studio. Back before FL Studio, there was Pro Tools LA. All of the production equipment was hardware based. You know, the MPCs, ASRs, all this stuff. No one had studios. There was a select few amount of people that had studios, but it definitely wasn't just the average person running to get equipment because each piece of equipment was like $2,000 a piece, you know?
It's expensive.
So for me to have my own studio at the age of, I think I was 18, 19 years old, everyone is looking at me like I'm the man. Where, you know, dudes are like, yo, this is my homie and I don't even know this dude. Women throwing themselves at me. So there was a point where almost like groupies.
Yeah.
Where I could focus on getting women just specifically because I had something that no one else had. And then on top of that, I kind of was gaining popularity because not everyone was making music. So if you were making music, putting out CDs, instantly you stuck out even more. That's like, okay, I got this girl now, and she's like, yeah, I want to rap, you rap. Okay, let's hear how you sound. She get on the mic, she never did it before, she sucks. It's like, she's really cute. Do I like continue to let her believe that she's good at making music? Do I try to get at her? So there's some people that'll be in a situation like that'll be like, well, I'm gonna just hit it and not record any more music for her and, you know, not really care about what she thinks or what she feels about the situation and keep it moving. And I'm not justifying it, but it was a thing back then, and I feel like it shifted and it turned into something else.
Yeah. Now, I will say this. I feel like your moral compass is really the defining factor. Like, if somebody wants to sleep their way to the top, cool.
Right.
That's what they're willing to do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If you want a pay for play situation, if it's given payola on a different type of level, do you. But I'd feel like it's not, I don't want to say safe, but I don't think that's a careful thing to just automatically assume that everyone would be okay with that. Now, I also see the flip where, you know, you don't know if you don't try, right?
Right.
And I know men.
Yeah.
Men are going to do what men do.
Yeah, I mean...
So, I mean, you can't blame them for trying, but I think still to that...
It's one of those things where, like, we're raised to be ambitious. We're raised to go for what you want. You know what I mean? And
my mom told me I was raised to be ambitious. That means I get I get women all day.
You know what? We're going to have to be real selective about how we clip this because I feel like I'm teetering on the toxic side. And again, over and over and over, I'm going to reiterate, I'm not justifying this. I want to understand it better.
Right, absolutely.
I don't know, just the whole idea. First of all, sex has become extremely taboo. In modern like social culture, it's been put out so much that it's normal and everyone can do it, but there's like certain ways it has to happen, certain rules and guidelines that in a way just kind of adds a taboo cloud to it. So it's been changed from what I'm used to from when I was younger.
Right.
Now there's like I don't know, maybe it's just people that are taking those old ways of operating that are just like, you know, whatever, we trading, you know, a service for a service. I don't know. In a way, it feels like maybe I would be justifying like the people that do it. The problem is I don't know with the creeps and the pedos and all these other dudes, like what they're doing, what they're saying, and I don't want to put myself on their side. You know what I mean?
No, I don't see it that way. I think, you know, I play devil's advocate all the time.
Okay.
I like to see all sides of the circle.
Right.
So I feel like I can't make an informed decision otherwise. So naturally, I completely understand.
How should a producer, engineer, or whatever act in regards to a woman if he wants to sleep with her and all she wants is an opportunity?
I think we could start with being honest.
That's not always...
So hear me out.
Okay.
Free will is a thing.
Yes.
You catch more flies with honey than salt. So I think one of the biggest things that people run into, because I ain't mad at you. You want to be a player, be a player. Like, don't hate the player, hate the game. So you will get away with way more, and I can speak on this as a woman. You will get away with so much more had you just been honest from the start.
Yes.
I understand the opportunity. I understand the provision. I understand wanting to whatever. But I feel like women go through that so much, it's not even surprising. You want to surprise a woman, just be upfront with her. The worst thing that she can say is no.
Okay.
If you don't want to hear no, I don't know how to tell you to handle rejection.
No. That's
Sorry,
not...
I'm going to just shut my phone off now.
It's not against the no. It's more so the chase. So, like, a lot of times, and I've heard this before, like, oh, just be honest, just be upfront. So, on one side, you have well, if I'm going to be upfront and say, go to a woman, hey, I want to sleep with you. If she's like, yeah, then instantly I'm like, well, I don't want you then. Why would I? Because another dude's going to come up to you and say, I want to sleep with you. And you might tell him, yeah, too. And the next dude and the next dude. So that means you're sleeping with all these other dudes. I don't want a woman to sleep with everybody. So
That's fair.
Yeah, that concept. But then you also have, it's not necessarily about sleeping with someone. It's about the chase. Where if I just come up to you and say, hey, I want to hit. Yeah? And you like, yeah, well, where's the chase at?
I get that. I do. And I'm not saying you should just give it at, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like being mindful, even just a little respectful, like, I feel like two things can be true at once, right? Like business and personal. So.
Well, that's right there, you know, especially to the audience. You should never be mixing business and personal.
You shouldn't, but I feel like maybe this is just me being a little toxic or whatever, but I feel like you should be able to categorize those things in your life. I feel like you should be able to. And I only say that because if you're on business time, right, and someone's giving you their hard-earned money, the first thing in my mind is not going to be, like, what can I do to get in them pants? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, business, personal, separate.
No, men, and not all men, definitely not all men work like this, but untrained men that don't necessarily know how to handle their hormones, we are programmed to procreate. And there is no, like, number one driving factor in life for men is procreate. Find a woman, mate with her. And if you don't, like, become self-aware to master that and guide it and direct it, then that comes before, not in every case again, but usually that's going to come before money. It's going to come before taking care of your kids. It's going to come before paying for bills. You're going to, if a gorgeous woman of Rihanna call you, yo, I want you right now, you will call off from work. You will miss your mortgage payment. You will.
Lack of discipline.
Not necessarily discipline.
I think so. We might have to agree to disagree on that.
Well, the reason why I say it's not necessarily lack of discipline is simply because it's driven by hormones, which is, well, I guess discipline, yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have discipline over your mind and body, then what makes you think you're about to have discipline over anything else?
It fits. I think there's more to it than just
absolutely.
that.
There's layers, there's levels to it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
For sure. I just feel like if you can't be around the opposite sex without like trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like at a certain point, what does it become men being desperate? Because if you trying to hit on every female artist that you working with and you trying to at that point, like, come on, dude. Like you can't have a simple business dealing like that. It's given like head scratch. What's the deeper issue? So,
and not saying shift the attention away from giving him the responsibility of controlling himself, but is there something women can look for in a situation to avoid circumstances like that?
Well, they're rarely not vocal about it. I think a lot of it comes down to learning your surroundings and learning people. I mean, and it sucks that we have to do that. But from my experience, there's always trigger words. There's always some type of action or something like that that'll give you the vibe that maybe that's not it. Now, the situation that I'm talking about, I was completely caught off guard. Like there was nothing about the scenario that ever gave that. So I was behooved. I was beside myself, you know, like my flabbers were gasted. So, I mean, I feel like overall, typically be like, oh yeah, you cute or whatever, you know, you got a little body on you, ma. Like, I'm trying to see what that be like, Like, there's always, like, not to be funny, but, like, there's always something, whether it's the super long hug or the, I'm about to go get a haircut first and then I'll come to the studio. And you know, after a man gets his haircut, he about to be on one. He's trying to be outside. You know what I'm saying? So, like, there's just little things that I feel like are, like, trips for me that kind of, like, make me look at that twice. And I'm like, time of day you're going to the studio. Is there going to be people there? You know what I'm saying? Like, how well, like, track records. You can look at track records. Yeah. Word of mouth.
I would go as far to add to that, being a guy and definitely being not specifically that guy, but a similar guy in that circumstance before where, you know, you're kind of giving hints without actually being upfront about it. If the woman beats you to the punch, just comes out like, hey, you kind of feel like you're going in this direction. I just want to let you know I ain't into you like that. We staying here. And if that's cool, let's continue.
Right.
If not, then let's cut it off and I'll redirect. I think a lot of times that communication can be healthy. Again, it's not shifting like the responsibility of it or anything, but, you know, a little extra protection for the woman. In addition to, yes, the man needs to be more upfront.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't have nonverbal social skills, then, I mean, it's going to be a problem regardless.
I mean, I won't say most, a lot of people don't. Like, most of the people that I've come across, just the average person, have no self-awareness. They don't really understand themselves in terms of, like, their perception of themselves is not the same perception that everyone else has of them. And they haven't, like, dug into themselves enough to really get a full understanding. And for people like that, I don't really expect them to be, like, super disciplined and, you know, socially crafted and stuff like that.
Yeah, I would agree.
So it's, in a way, kind of a big ask, I feel like, where it's like, yeah, you need to be responsible, but at the same time, my daughter need to have some pepper spray.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, and I think we can agree on that.
I don't want to get into, like, the BDSM stuff now, but one of the reasons why I wanted to have, like, this specific conversation with you is just because it's relevant to that. So we had a conversation before about the BDSM stuff, just kind of like a little bit. And there's all types of concepts in there, like consent and I don't know, openness and just wild, crazy stuff, everything that I would think that come to BDSM. Mm-hmm. And I felt like it kind of connected to just sexuality in general, but specifically like in the music industry, which is like...
Absolutely.
Well, I wanted to touch on it a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So yeah, BDSM, I don't necessarily want to get into that yet. We could skip. Put that forward.
Yeah, I got some stuff to say on that too, so.
Got it. I definitely have questions. I want to get into the next up live stuff. So we've talked about the, like you growing up under your dad, mm-hmm. entertainer, you making a shift into music. And the whole thing, you had to quit music first, and then transition into music. How do you get from being an artist to, and I know you're really good at business and, mm-hmm. Doing your thing just in the business corporate world, but what makes you shift from only being an artist to wanting to do all the other stuff and being an artist? Like, did it just make sense to do it? I feel like I've asked a version of this question and just kind of shifted it a little bit, if it sounds familiar.
Yeah. So I learn a lot by doing.
Okay.
So I think multiple things can be true at the same time, right? Mm-hmm. We started together with DJ Chevy, and it was Move the Crowd.
Okay.
He had another venture that he wanted to pursue, so we had the opportunity of either keep it going under a different name and just have it be something that we build upon, mm-hmm. Or just let it ride. I got tired of not getting paid for the shows, not getting the amount of recognition I feel like I deserve, because I'm a dope person. Like, I know I'm partial to myself, but, most people seem to think that too.
Right.
And I was just kind of tired of the people around me not really having anywhere to, like, genuinely have somebody that's going to be that one person that's going to tell you, like, look, bro, I think you're talented, but you got some stuff you need to work on.
Is that necessary, though?
I don't think it's necessary. I mean, nobody has to do anything. You know what I'm saying? So everything that we do at Next Up Live is conscious. You know what I'm saying? None of us have to put up the money for this. None of us have to promote. None of us have to provide these opportunities for artists. Mm-hmm. But it's also an opportunity for us. Because if you think about it, we get to network. We get to bring people to the shows. Mm-hmm. We get recognition from other businesses in the area. It's kind of solidified us as part of, like, the newer OG circle. Yeah. Like, there's your OG, mm-hmm. and then there's, like, because, like, you have your K-Pound, you have J-Pad, you have DJ Chevy, you have K-Bay, you have Ross Maisha, and all these other people that were, like, not all of them are on the Hip Hop Wall of Fame, but you have that circle, and then you have, like, the 804 circle, you have your Stevie B's and your Deasleys. What's next? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna secure a future in, like, a line of succession, somebody has to do it.
Right.
I mean, the question is who? So who, like, the reality is, who has a good network, who has good promotional skills, who has good music sound? Like, we've kind of integrated that mm-hmm. and created that opportunity not only for ourselves, but to create a space where people want to come have fun again. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, it touches on so many different things. We get to work on our craft. I mean, we were having shows every single Tuesday.
Right.
And then now we do it every other Thursday because Tuesdays are kind of iffy. You know, you might have your people that want to come Tuesdays, but everybody wants a weekend. So like meet them in the middle. And now we occasionally, you know, like we've built brand partnerships. But I think the thing that stands out to me the most, like the why I do it, is we get so much feedback from artists that are like blowing up over the city right now. And they all say like, I'm thankful that I had this space to really learn. Because the reality is anybody can play lip sync. Anybody can play rapper, right? I'm sure you've heard that statement before.
Yeah.
You don't realize how detrimental that is to you until you're at rehearsal for a DJ Chevy show and they tell you they're cutting the track and they want you to run through it with no background, no track, just you.
That's the reason why I asked, is it necessary? Because me as an older artist, the idea of rapping on top of your vocals is, it would be like if somebody was like, yeah, I'm a NASCAR driver and, you know, I got this new version of Tesla that you just push a button and it drives the whole track for you. And it's like, what?
I mean, technically, yes. Is it necessary for me to do it? Maybe not.
Well,
artist development as a whole is necessary.
Well, what I mean is the cream of the crop concept of there's going to be someone that loves this so much that they spend every moment they possibly can. Like Michael Jordan, you know, would play in the snow and ice, shooting into a milk crate, you know, that wants to practice all day and night, doing push-ups all morning. When everyone else is asleep, they're working hard to learn as much as they possibly can to sort things out, almost to where they artists develop themselves.
True.
Rough around the edges.
True.
But they become the cream of the crop. Where, you know, back in my day, those are the people the major industry would come get because they worked so hard, they did so much, they formed whatever bonds and network to where they would just stand out, and they seemed gifted, but most of the times because they worked that hard.
Right.
Where you have this concept of like, oh, this is just like a pot of people, and some might work hard, some might not, and they're just kind of like, well, give me the answers to the test. So my question is, I know it's good as a business format, like a business model. Is it good and necessary in terms of finding that cream of the crop? Like, is there a separation, I guess, between
Absolutely.
the artists?
You will not perform on our lineup without performance tracks. You will not perform on our lineup if you don't. We used to do physical auditions. And we had a spot for that, but they're going through some things right now. So we've kind of mitigated that with having them send tracks to us with their level of interest. But you will not get on our stage if you don't have performance tracks. That means no main vocals. You can have your hooks, your harmonies, your ad-libs, nothing else. So I feel like it is necessary because there has to be something for the ones that want to make something else of themselves. If there's, I mean, the reality is we don't have CMG in Pittsburgh. We don't have record label.
Oh, okay.
We don't have Yo Gotti. We don't have 1701 Gucci. Right. We don't have those. We don't even really have a real label here. We got
a few.
We have labels here, but they're not CMG. They're not Atlantic. You know what I'm saying?
Like Rostrum.
But in the grand scheme of things, outside of Pittsburgh, who knows about Rostrum?
That's the label Mac was sent to.
Okay. Who signed to him now?
To Rostrum? Oh, a bunch of people. I I can't even think of their name. They're not hip hop. I think Boaz is still signed to them. Like they're extremely still relevant.
Right. But you get what I'm saying.
I understand.
Like the overarching, like, okay, yeah, you might have Nightfall Records. Mm-hmm. You might have Rostrum. But in the grand scheme of things, people aren't looking at that.
Like we're not a media center.
Right.
Okay.
We're not a mecca when it comes to that. Right. The only thing we're a mecca of is A&Rs, because we have a couple of them, people that are under like Sony Orchard, whatever the case may be. I know a couple of them personally. We're not like the holy grail when it comes to that. If they want that, they'll go to Philly. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We have so much talent here, and even situations with Stunna and the whole Moneybagg Yo situation, where allegedly he took Stunna's song. I agree with it.
Oh no, I haven't heard anything about
that. This was a while ago, but it's all the more reasoning to show why it's necessary. Like me and a couple other individuals are actually putting together an event for a national sign-up day. Well, local sign-up day.
Okay.
It's going to be like a 6-hour long event where we have panelists that have had success within the city that understand the business mindset of things. There's going to be press. There's going to be like a whole lot of stuff happening. And we're going to have several sets of computers. And the artists that want to come and genuinely want to learn those things, they'll be there. Okay. It's necessary.
So, first and foremost, let me say this. Don't take the line of questioning that I have wrong at all.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm coming from a perspective of, would you say, industry experience, older, done it, where I know there's going to be some people that might look at it this way or the same way.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of asking questions just to understand it better and then help the audience understand it better.
Yeah.
So the first thing that came to my mind would be like a conference type thing, but kind of like when
That's exactly what it is.
So like that type of thing, but I also get a feel of like when people are paid to go around and talk, basically. And
motivational speaker, public speaker.
Motivational speaker.
Yeah.
You know, those advertisements that kind of pop up on YouTube and they're like, oh, you want to do XYZ, sign up for this, click on this link. Where it's not saying this is Next Up Live, but these things always give a feel of we are selling to the people that have the interest and the desire to want to do this, when almost everyone else in the industry knows that 99% of those people that sign up for that are probably not actually going to succeed at it, simply because if they were going to succeed at it, they wouldn't need to sign up for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So this is completely separate to Next Up Live. The conference thing is completely separate. I came up with that idea on my own. But I feel like both are necessary, and that's why I'm not charging for it. Because I'm not going to have you sitting there feeling like it's some scam to get $5, $10 off of you. You know what I'm saying? No, it's just you come, you get the information, you get signed up so we can ensure that the next wave of artists do have these things in order so they're not taken advantage of, and go on about your business. If somebody picks it up and they want us to start traveling, cool, do that. But as far as Next Up Live goes, just to like hone back in on that for like 1 second, somebody has to do that. It's more like artist development than anything. Like you can have your little showcases as a baby artist. You can have the friend of a friend of a friend that's going to book you to get on this lineup because they know you, or because they might bang your music. But whenever you want to put real work in and you want to learn the art of ticket sales, learning how to promote yourself, learning how to market yourself, your stage presence, your breath control, stuff like that, every single person on this team, and there's 4 of us. There's myself, Late Night Vegas, Mr. Abel of GME, and DJ Wildchild. We all have our own entertainment companies. So you're getting several different decades of experience and perspectives when you're coming to get on our show.
Right.
So like for those people that are wanting to level up and wanting to get other opportunities, these are paid shows. We don't ask the artist for anything. We take care of it.
Do they need to sell tickets?
If they want to make money.
Okay.
But it's not just them. We are also selling. We are also promoting. We are also bringing people in the building.
Okay.
So we even give them a free shot of top shelf tequila when they purchase a ticket. We give them discount codes, everything. So everything that you would we go the extra mile because there's a lot of people who don't.
Right.
We get compared to the Shadow Lounge. Like we get so many different perspectives that come in here. We have, you don't know who's going to walk in the door. You really don't. So just to kind of hammer that home, I do feel like it's necessary. Even if it's not us, somebody needs to do it. I mean, and this is probably the perfect place to talk about this. Everyone's trying to replicate what we're doing. Down to Pittsburgh's next top artists. We've even had people rip our flyers off. You know what I'm saying? People love what it is that we're doing. That's never been an issue. I don't really feel like they're going to do it like us, but it started a movement.
So is it the business model just kind of you teach the artists how to be an artist and then you put them on stage in front of an audience and that's it? Are they paying to get involved? Or?
No.
So you just, if an artist wants to come, these are the rules. This is what we teach you. Get your song together, put you on the stage. You sell some tickets. That's how you get your money. And then you promote the event. So you actually book the venue and promote the event and all of that stuff.
Yeah, so we have a residency with the Forge.
Okay.
Every year.
What's the Forge?
The Forge Urban Winery. It's in Homestead. It's a veteran-owned establishment.
Okay.
Next to the police station.
Okay.
I think it's 210 East 7th Ave. If I'm correct on the address. Don't quote me on that, but I know it's right there.
Okay.
The process, if I had to lay the process out, artist sees our promotional materials, hears it from word of mouth, inboxes us, hey, we're interested. Or maybe they got the email address from someone else. So they send us 2 of their best songs in MP3 format only to nextsteplab412@gmail.com. We review the submissions. We curate our lineups. So it's not, you're going to get R&B 1 minute and electro funk the next. You know what I'm saying? These are curated lineups. We keep our lineups small. So we will sift through our submissions, whether that's having an artist return that has been on one of our previous lineups before. We develop a lineup with them, ask them for their date availability. We put them on that lineup. We only ever have 3 to 5 artists. Our shows run from 8 to 11. Sound check starts at 7. So we have rehearsals, we have sound check, we have performances. We provide feedback. Maybe you're holding the mic too close. Maybe you're cupping it and we can't hear what you're saying. Maybe you're not projecting. We will give you that real-time feedback on how that works. If you're just standing there like this and you're not moving, we're gonna tell you things that you can do to improve your stage presence. So it's not like you're sitting in some kind of seminar where they're like, nope, do this again. We might, but that's how I became a better artist. You know what I'm saying?
Is there room to allow for, say I have my own banner and I have a smoke machine and my own DJ, for me to bring my own show with me, as an artist?
I think it depends. We have done highlighted series in the past where we would do events that are thrown in their honor. We did one for DJ Goodnight.
No, I mean for an artist that signs up. If an artist signs up and they just get an idea oh, I'm gonna get my homie to play the piano while I'm performing.
We've done that.
I want to
J-Pad's actually been on our lineups.
Smokes machine to
the smoke
play
machine. I haven't seen that happen. I'm not rolling it out.
I mean, because, like, and maybe this is just me. In my day, it was like, be creative. What can you do to stand out? So, like, if you're in a lineup performing with 5 other artists, I'm literally looking at these 5 other artists, like, what are they likely to do? What are they likely to not do? What can I do to stand out from those 5 artists so that when the audience sees us, they direct their attention to me, and I'm the only thing they're thinking about when they leave that show? Well,
for starters, you can bring your merch. That's a big one. You can give your little speech. I mean, I'm firm on the fact that you, like, as an artist, if you aren't perfecting your crowd control, you're probably, like, and I hate to say it like this, so, like, don't cancel me. But, like, you're probably really not going to be that memorable. Well, like, you have to know how to draw the crowd into you. Otherwise, you are going to be looked at in the sea of artists. They might bob their head a little bit. They might, oh, okay, this is different. But the reality is, if you're doing nothing for them to remember you, they're not. You might get the 1 or 2. So
I agree, but... Yeah, I would put that under, like, MC category, right? Controlling the crowd. But there's another category where the style of music that is popular today is more pop than MCing. Where, when I say pop, I mean, it's like rap, but it's not necessarily controlling the crowd. So it's more performative.
Like melodic.
I mean, yeah, you could definitely put that under there. So,
melodic
like,
rap is like the main.
Where
melodic trap. Just
removing the MCing aspect from it, the controlling the crowd aspect. Right. Where if I have a banner, you know, put up and bright lights flashing, and I get up there, you know, some sing-songy stuff, and I'm dancing and stuff like that. If the song is hot, the crowd's probably gonna love it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Depending on the crowd, like, definitely not like a Shadow Lounge crowd will probably respect the MCing a lot more. Absolutely. But if it's like a crowd full of, I don't know who the latest artist is, but like Lil Uzi fans or something like that, you know, a crowd full of people like that, if you get up there with auto-tune and you're dancing around and explosions going off on stage and lights, I figure they'll probably appreciate something like that. So I say all that to say, like, if someone wants to get on stage and they're like, look, I don't care about none of that controlling the crowd. I'm finna give you these explosions and smoke and lights and shit, and the crowd gonna love it.
Well, first and foremost, that's never happened. I think the craziest experience that I have ever had is someone wanted to bring a couch and make it into more of like a tiny desk vibe.
That's dope.
The event didn't happen, but we weren't, like, opposed to certain things. I think a lot of it is dependent on the space of the venue, right? Okay. So we provide the sound person. We have stage lighting already. We have a big graphic that we have that's on the TVs. So it's like, it's made up of 4 TVs. We have a graphic that displays like our brand. We've had people utilize that before. We've had stuff that's played in the background. We've had people try to debut their music videos and stuff like that, record music videos while they're there, dancers, bands, you know, doing their own set. JPad is big on that. We've had bongos, like we've had other stuff. And it's not even just rappers. We've had Violin Speaks, if you know who that is. Well, he's a really, really amazing violinist. He's amazing. Like, you should check him out if you haven't. I highly recommend it, if you're into that type of thing. But we have a vast variety. Like, it's not just rappers. Like, we have poets, comedians. We have all kinds of different stuff. So our events, they're never really the same twice. Right. Like, we have our, like, generalized setup, but we're always doing something different. And we always engage with the crowd. So naturally, the artists are going to do that too, and that's what keeps people coming back is the community. I have people at my job that come just because they like to come hang out. They love the vibe. They love the experience. They network with the artists. We've really cultivated that space where people want to show up. They know what they're getting into when they come there. Right. And also, it's a winery. So
Yeah. I was just saying more so like, just, I don't know, giving an example of like, what can average artists expect? Like, what limits to their creativity are there in terms of, I want to come and do my performance type deal?
I think it's situational. I think because majority of the artists aren't really doing that, and maybe that's part of the problem, right? Like, where's the originality? Where's the creativity? You're an artist. You should be creative.
Yeah.
You should be asking those questions. I've only ever had a handful that have ever even asked creative questions.
That is so strange. I used to have this thing when I performed. I always had to go out and interact with the crowd. So whenever I would do my sound check, I would purposely, like before the audience got there, I would walk around the entire venue to see where my feedback points were and like what it sounded like. And all the way back to, so a little bit of history about me. I used to perform, I want to say it was 1996, 1997. Every month, I think the first Saturday of the month, with my church drama team, we used to go to Schumann.
Okay.
And we also went to a few other places, other churches and stuff. So like when church drama team, they perform like mimes and skits and stuff like that. Me and my cousin would rap. So we were like one of the acts that was a part of the drama team thing. So we would do it everywhere, anywhere we performed ever since we were that young. And then as I got older and I like started to have my own career, it was like, okay, I want to get some shirts made, but I would only get 2 or 3. So it wouldn't be, I want to sell merch. It's like, I want to walk around in the crowd, find someone, give them a shirt, like as I'm rapping. We always did the practicing our performance thing. So like in my basement, you know, me and my whole crew, we like figure out, oh, we're standing here. When I say this, you do this, you go over here. And so
we do that too, call and response.
Yeah, so this was like just me being creative, just me thinking of what can I do to stand out, to make it like a really dope show. Like, I almost feel like, in addition to what y'all do, maybe if there's like another company or something to just like college, like sit them down and explain, you need to be thinking outside the box.
That's all.
Y'all do that?
We got a lot of things in the works.
Yeah, my bad. Not trying to run y'all company or nothing.
No, you're good. But like, without saying too much, like we have a lot that we're working on. Even so, like another thing that separates us is we do events outside of that too. We have people that reach out to us and ask us, like we have acts coming into town. Somebody pulled out last minute. I need artists from so-and-so and so-and-so genre. Do you think you know anybody?
Right.
These are paid shows. So it's not just a one-time opportunity.
Is there something within that maybe it's in the talks or in the background, even if you don't want to hint to it or whatever. Yeah. I just want to know, is there something that perhaps teaches not the artists, but people to work in the music industry for things other than being an artist? I always felt like there's way too many Indians, way too many chiefs, not enough Indians in the music industry in Pittsburgh, where everybody wants to rap. Like, we can't all be the guy.
Yeah, right. You're not all going to be the man.
Right.
You're not all going to get a major multi-million-dollar label deal.
Exactly. So it's like, yo, we need someone to be the DJ. We need someone to do the booking. We need someone to do the managing. We need someone to...
There's a couple people in the city who are doing things like that.
Like teaching people?
Yes. So the first place, maybe not all of that, but the Rankin Community Center. And I actually met these guys because they came to one of my shows. And that ended up leading me to performing at the Millville Music Festival under their brand. House of Wax. They are a mental health and wellness company. They provide lots of opportunities for individuals. They have like DJ classes and stuff like that that's open for people to come do those things. They'll teach you how to spin the records and stuff like that.
Throughout my career, I've tried to pull people on. I've tried to, so in 1998, 1998, 97. So 97, 98 is when my youth group leader left the church. She met Johnny Handsome. Johnny Handsome was a promoter and producer from Bad Boy. Well, not specifically under Bad Boy, but he worked with them. So he came to Pittsburgh and he started promoting all his shows and, you know, bringing all the big name artists to the city and everything. I was real close to my youth group leader at the time, and then that's how I met him, but I was too young to really be in all their shows and stuff. So every once in a while they do a show, they would let me perform, like when I was able to, whether they try to sneak me in or if it was all ages or something like that. So basically I was under double platinum. Eventually, my youth group leader passed away. She like stopped messing with them. They kind of fell off for a little bit. They stopped doing shows and stuff like that, and then she passed away. But I ended up signing under a local record label, Climax, which was under Spuck Johnson, their whole Nod Your Head Productions. From there, I started my own label, and that was All My Close Friends That Rap, Come On With Me. And, you know, I met some other people to rap, Come On With Me. And then that's when I started learning firsthand of, oh, we need a president, we need a treasurer, we need, you know, this or that. I'm the CEO, and, you know, you do this and you do that. And trying to establish that hierarchy where I didn't really know what I was doing. Nobody really knew what we were doing. Throughout the years, you know, I've tried to bring people on, and it's like no one ever worked as hard as me. No one ever wanted it as much. No one was coming up with these amazing ideas that followed the vision of where we wanted to go. It was like everyone wanted my seat to take my decisions, and I'm like, no, there's so many other decisions to make. I need you over there making those decisions.
Yeah.
And then that turned into, after I retired, looking for artists, like, look, I have the network of people, I have the equipment, I have the studio, I have all of this stuff. You just rap, just make the music, and you know, I'm gonna pay your producer, I'm gonna pay for all your studio time. You make a song, we're gonna get it registered, I'm gonna send you across the country to all the DJs.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know. I'm kind of doing my own thing with my social media, blah, blah, blah. Fuck. Get with somebody else, try the same thing. They're putting their own music out without talking to me. They're filming their own videos without talking to me. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And like, as time progressed, then you get the artist that's like, okay, cool, I'm with it, but I'm depressed, I don't feel like writing. And yeah, I don't like that beat.
Oh,
Send
the
me
work
another
ethic
beat.
got to be there for sure.
And I've dealt with so many issues to where it was like, I don't want to work with anyone else in that capacity. I don't want to seek out and find anyone. It either has to be literally the stars align and God personally sent them to me, or they seek out to find me. Like, something has to be directly
Little do you
in
know,
line.
that's how I found you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I would hear people talk about, oh, Dame this. And I'm like, Dame who?
Really? You heard about me before?
Yeah.
Before,
That's why I don't even think you added me. I'm pretty sure I added you. Because you were probably like, how'd you even get on my page?
I feel like I thought you added me because of the podcast.
No.
No?
No. I didn't even know you did the podcast.
Really?
Yeah, I was friends with you for a little while before I said anything. And one day I was like, yeah, let me start commenting. Let me start engaging a little bit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I heard about you through some of the OGs that I'm tapped into.
Okay.
It's crazy to hear it firsthand, but you don't realize, like, and it happens to me on a consistent basis, where people are like, oh, yeah, we were just talking about you the other day. I was like, huh? You was talking about me? You was talking about me? Well, what you say, though? You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where you got to put yourself in position. I agree with you full-heartedly.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just take anybody. Like, even Vegas, he has 813 Recordings. That's his own label. Mm-hmm. He's in position to take on artists. You know what I'm saying? So the opportunities are never meaningless. Well, it's just, and I know you didn't say that. It's
no.
Like, we will only take the people that can, like, there's certain people where this show just might not be for you, buddy. That's not to say we might not have an opportunity for you.
I think I was saying, I was replying to the panel conversation.
Oh, yeah.
And to the extent of, I don't know how much justice it would do because I'm really biased. I'm a red flagger, as Troy Tsunami Fly has explained.
He's where I first recorded.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. I'm a red flagger 100%, and I do not like anyone until they prove that I should like them. Yeah. So,
6 months. That was my...
Yeah. So yeah, like me being on a panel and there's a lot of things I mean, like if you need me and maybe...
Well, it would be more so speaking about your experience. Yeah, you can say no. I ain't gonna hold it against you, player. You can say no.
Let me think about it maybe. I don't...
That's fine.
There's a lot to it that just makes me feel... So like kind of how the way Wikipedia is, like, what have you done and what are the sources for that information? Where, like, if I was running some level of competition or something like that where I needed, like, a panel, or even if it was a networking event, like a panel of people or judges or something like that, it's like, I need to know what have you done and have, you know, sources of that information. So even if it's hearsay or word of mouth, like for example, somebody, I don't know, produced for somebody major. Maybe we can't find the credits anywhere, but, you know, if he knows it and this guy was there with you when it happened and this person knows it, you know what I mean? Then they can verify that information.
Well, J-Pad and DJ Chevy will actually be a part of the panel.
Okay.
So offer it. I got a couple people on the production side of things. So like Dougie King. I don't know if you know who he is, but he does a lot of work. He does work with Mayor of Kingstown. He well-rounded. But I haven't reached out to Miss Money. I want to.
Is that what you were talking about with Miss Money? You said something about Miss Money.
So Miss Money's conversation came into the conversation because of people within the city that I know that are doing stuff. King Cash Beats. He's also like becoming very vocal about those types of things, like posting receipts, showcasing numbers of streams, like different, you know, stuff of that nature. Like there's a lot of stuff that is happening in the city now, which is great, conveniently with the draft coming up. So we're going to be seen as the city that's talking about like legalizing your music and PROs and distribution and all that. So
yeah, I think, I don't know. I just feel like most of those people, most of those artists aren't really ready for that conversation.
They're not, but for those, there's going to be, like, I was always told there's going to be your bad eggs and there's going to be your good eggs. But if you throw away the whole carton just because there's one bad egg, you just wasted it. You know what I'm saying? So being in the community that I'm in networking, I've gone to the showcases, I've done taking the video footage, I've done taking the photos, I've done all of those things. I know a lot of artists that really do want it, and they are grinding and putting in that effort, and they just need some help.
What would you say is your biggest challenge with doing it, the Next Up Live?
People following directions. Time constraints because of everyday stuff, you know? You get stuck in traffic, you get stuck working late, your boss didn't approve your PTO request, knowing that it's not a request, it's me telling you I'm not going to be there. Not you telling me, I'm telling you I'm not going to be there, and it's something different, you know what I'm saying? But also those are things that are understandable, you know what I'm saying? I think You can be doing all the right things for the wrong reasons.
What do you mean by that?
I've come across some really, really dope artists. And they want to do the right thing. Like, they want to go about things the right way. They're very, very interested in, like, becoming a part of the movement, because that's basically what it's turning into. Like, our flyers are everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, people know about us. Mm-hmm. It's to the point we're out in public and they're like, oh, hey. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people know who we are. Mm-hmm. And they want to be a part of that, and that's great. Like, the more the merrier, you know? Some people have all the talent in the world, mm-hmm. right? But piss poor business. And that's one of the things that we aim to do, but you can't force a horse to drink from the water that you let it to.
Yeah, I think that's probably what I was alluding to, that like some people are ready for that conversation.
Some people are not, but majority of the ones that we deal with are. And they show the effort. And like, the reason that the conference is going to be great is because when you have a bunch of like-minded individuals in a room mm-hmm. that are consistently showing up, consistently marketing themselves, mm-hmm. consistently dropping, consistently working on their craft, not using godforsaken ChatGPT flyers that look the same.
Wait, hold on.
No, pause.
No. Relevant, very relevant topic. Because I see this everywhere. People say,
it's grinding my gears so bad.
Deaf to ChatGPT flyers. I don't think most people understand what that means exactly. So it's not that ChatGPT flyers are good. It's more so the way that people are prompting ChatGPT.
Yes.
That it spits out a generic image, and then you take whatever it gives you, and that whatever it's giving you is similar to what it gives everyone else.
Yes.
To where we can look at it and see that is a general ChatGPT image.
Yes, and that's what we're referencing. Like, there's no creativity. Everyone's using the same prompt. Everyone's caricatures look the same. You know what I'm saying? There's no originality there.
So, real quick, to help the audience, if you're using ChatGPT for your images, you can change your prompts to change specific things. But the more and more you do it, all within the same thread, your image deteriorates. So like, for example, if you load a picture of yourself in the ChatGPT and you say, oh, make me holding a microphone. And, you know, maybe I'm holding a microphone, but I look this way. Oh, make me turn my head left. You know, next one. Okay, now add this to the background. And you just keep adding to that picture. Eventually, you're going to have a picture that looks completely AI generated, that is not you at all.
Right.
That looks like ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So you have to find ways and experiment with it where it looks like you, A. B, you have to play with it so much that you see the consistency of what it's doing and then prompt it so that it doesn't do the same thing. So when it does something, if it looks animated, if it looks, you know, weird or whatever, say, you know, go back to the original one, start a new thread. Hey, you know, don't do that this time. Stuff like that.
And more importantly, there's so many talented graphic designers in the city that aren't charging an arm and a leg. It's also taking away from that ecosystem. So you have your flyer has no originality. Now, I'm not against it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not against it. So let me preface it by saying that.
Yeah. I'm
not against ChatGPT flyers. Is it annoying to see the same flyer up and down my timeline? Yeah. Yes. But when you don't have the budget and you need it, great. But if you have a business venture like Blackout, or Black Point, two totally different companies, or Next Up Live. You know what I'm saying? Like, your business logo, your main branding should not be something that cannot be recreated because you don't know how to code that to be able to transfer that to something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, part of like solid branding should not be ChatGPT flyer focused. People are doing even that now.
I wouldn't necessarily say that I agree with that.
That's fair.
I would say, like, that statement within itself is saying whatever you could possibly get from ChatGPT is not good enough for X. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think it's more like...
It can be. I'm not saying it's all bad, but how I'm seeing it utilized within this city is not good.
Yeah, and that's...
So maybe that's a better way to say it.
Yeah.
So therefore, they should just leave it to the professionals. Because when
and
you're...
even that, in the conversation, the professional...
I'm gonna get canceled over this.
The professionals, the graphic artists, I mean, first of all, let's get one thing clear. Mm-hmm. The local rappers should not be your demographic if you're a graphic artist.
Absolutely.
Matter of fact, most services that you're trying to sell, if you're a producer selling beats, most of the local rappers in Pittsburgh should not be your demographic.
Yeah, it's a starting point.
I wouldn't even say that. I would say, if you were a producer, let's say me, producer, right? If all of a sudden I got back into the game and I started making beats and I wanted to sell beats, Pittsburgh would not be my demographic. And this is me having, like, most of the people today don't even know that I produce or have ever produced. So it'd be almost like me starting all over again in terms of, like, selling beats and stuff like that. I would immediately go online and find the people that have money that are spending money.
Absolutely.
So the idea of selling, a beat for $50 is freaking stupid. The idea of selling a beat for $100 still, to me, is stupid. Mm-hmm. I think that people should build up their brand and, of course, charge whatever you want efficiently, but, like, don't water it down to the point to where, you have these local artists that are trying to spend $20 on studio time, $20 an hour or whatever else, and, buy a beat for $50 and download YouTube beats and stuff like that. Like...
Oh, yeah, I wish.
No,
like where I record at Planet Euphoria Records,
yeah.
Which I forgot to mention them. They're doing some good things in the city too. I record with Matt Arve. Mm-hmm. $65 an hour.
Yeah, yeah, and that's like.
And as an R&B artist, it adds up because I need 3 or 4 hours to get two songs, maybe 3 songs. Because there's layers to it, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you want true quality, you're paying. Like, I'm very blessed that I have J-Pad as a connection because he makes 95% of my beats custom for me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you either got to get in where you fit in or have the budget. I don't know what to say. But that goes to further the point of everybody wants to be a rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, maybe, now hear me out, because this is going to sound philosophical and crazy. Maybe if we spent more time developing the Indians instead of the Chiefs, maybe we wouldn't have these problems.
Yeah,
because we wouldn't have people that are hobby rappers taking up all the paid opportunities. We wouldn't have people trying to lowball. I mean, I'm sure we would still have it, but it wouldn't be as vast.
So that's a larger conversation that we've actually had here, but the whole concept of minimal resources, especially in the Black community here in Pittsburgh, where we may not actually be, but we feel like we're fighting over the same resources, which you get that crabs in a pail concept of I need this for myself. So in a way, it's kind of like I'm gatekeeping you from it so that I can be the first one that did it. I did it my way and I'm the only one. And then once I get it, I can decide, I want to be the guy to help my friends up and stuff like that, where
you can't do that.
It doesn't matter. And most of the time, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's oh, I'm betting on FanDuel. Oh, I got to connect on FanDuel to make all this money. I'm the first one that's doing it. Or, I'm the rapper. Okay, I'm going to be a rapper. This is how you make money. Not realizing you don't need to be a rapper or a producer to make money. Like, if you're a manager, and you
arguably you make the least money as a rapper.
If you're not even that, you could come up with your own business model of just helping to set up people to get them registered for everything. Going around to, Next Up Live and taking them to DJ Chevy and, taking them to this place and that place and getting them booked for shows. And like, there's so much you could do that would actually pay you money right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people don't even realize you don't just have one manager. You got your booking agents, your travel agents, you got your daily life, like your scheduling manager, like they're like social media manager, there's pick a day. Yeah. There's something for it. You know what I'm saying? Like even with you, like I need an assistant. I need someone that's going to help to keep these things in line. Like your financial manager, like there's all of these things that go into play, which I'm very grateful that JPad and DJ Chevy taught me. And I was able to catch it early enough to where I was able to build on that in a fast manner. Right. All I ever really need is an inch. Right. And I'm going to go take that mile myself. Right. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't have that initiative, and that's fine. But arguably, as the artist, you make the least.
Yes. You
do. And not even arguably.
Yes.
Okay. Pooh Shiesty, prime example. He had a 360 deal with 1017. I hate to say it, and this is going to be controversial AF. Okay? 1017 is not known for having good label deals. Look at what the situation was with Meg. I think so.
I didn't know Meg was signed to 1017.
1017?
Okay. Yeah.
I believe it was 1017.
They had.
Or my bad. No, it was 1501.
They had like OJ the Juice Man.
Yeah, I would pull my phone out and double check, but
Waka.
I can't. I turned it off.
Yeah, no phone. Waka. But
I'm pretty sure it was 1017. I could be wrong, but even she had to go to court to try to get at it. Even beyond that, artists, not artists, 360 deals are known to be garbage. You know what I'm saying? But as an artist, your first deal or two is probably really not going to be that great because you're proving yourself.
Right.
You can't walk into a room and be like, "Hi, I'm Freya." And you'd be like, "I'm Kalaj Dame. Nice to meet you. Why are you here?" You're like, "I'm an artist." Okay, what do you do? It's a broken record. You know what I'm saying? Like even back whenever sending in demos and EPs was a thing, they're getting hundreds of thousands of CDs and flash drives and stuff a day. What sets you apart? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like I could talk about this stuff for hours.
Everybody wants to do it. It's over flooded. So it's like, I just give you pennies.
Like I would literally do better being a social media manager for your brand. I mean, most rappers are only really netting maybe $85,000 a year. It's not really the life that people make it seem like it is.
I want to shift from this whole concept of, you have the Next Up Live. You're business oriented.
Yeah.
You're a musician, vocalist, a touring vocalist. How does that happen? How does that become a thing?
Hard work and dedication.
Well, I mean, okay.
So the real answer is, I got lucky. I don't know.
Is it like, did you have a hand in setting up the tour, or was somebody on tour and like, hey, come with me?
I've had the opportunity plenty times. I got my first label offer when I was like 9, which I don't ever mention because it was some company like Hollywood Records or something like that. That was declined on my behalf.
Okay.
Like I said, I was international at 13. performing on cruise ships, stuff like that. That's a lot of things people don't know about me that people are going to be hearing for the first time.
Right.
Because they think I'm just some rinky-dink artist from Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've had opportunities, but where I was at in my life, I could not take them. I worked food service majority of my life. As a manager for a restaurant, nights, weekends, holidays, you know what I'm saying? Like, I barely had time for myself, let alone all of this. And not to say I have more time now, but I'm more available. You have your Mosses, you have your Hendies, you have your DJ Chevys that are actively taking people out of town, promoting them to different people. I feel like artists that are genuinely serious, they need to do that. And people don't, unfortunately, nobody in this city wants to take you serious unless they can see that you're doing it themselves for yourself.
Okay.
Why would they listen to you if they don't have the evidence to showcase what you're actually doing? I've shown the payouts. I have a video walkthrough on how to set up ASCAP on my YouTube that I had to do for school. You know what I'm saying? So I have all of these things that I've already done that have put me in position to rub these elbows with people, to lock in, to be even presented the opportunity. You have to be visible.
You know what? What you just made me realize, and I could be wrong on this, but I feel like most people in the city aren't doing it for money. They're doing it for the fame. And they only respect the people that are famous. And not famous on a major level necessarily, but I mean, so you have your stunners.
Like you're known. Yeah.
Exactly. Where
it's a very weird thing.
If you make music and it's good and it reminds me of, you know, something that someone that has, you know, a little bit of knowledge or recognition, it's like, oh, that's hot. You could do something with it, but it still doesn't put you at that level until everyone else says this is dope.
Yeah, you can be great at your job, but you're still an associate before you're a manager.
Where someone that is big, and I'm not going to say names, I'm not going to point no one out, but, you know, we have really, really popular rappers in the city, you know.
Baby Egypt's. He was on with Empire, or I think Empire, something like that.
I don't know exactly what he is doing, but that is my cousin. That's my blood cousin.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. It really is a small world. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he is dope. He was under me for a short time.
Okay. He's actually putting some stuff together.
I've spoken to him within the past, well, about music specifically, within the past few years, and I know he was doing some things. I've heard about the Empire thing. I see his name all over the city, but I personally don't know exactly what he's doing. I haven't been able to get in touch with him, but yeah, that's my cousin.
An amazing promoter. He will pack your venue out. Him and Cali Coded, if they're on the flyer, just know that shit, that's about to be jumping.
You can swear, you just can't.
I got to be careful with what I say.
Got anything extremely vulgar.
So, yeah. That's my entire life. So my entire life should probably be censored at this point. But, like, to get back on topic, like, you got to put the work in.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I feel so strongly about the gatekeeping thing.
Oh, that's what I was talking about.
Because it's there. It is there, but sometimes you got to save people from themselves. It's not your job to do it, but sometimes you can have all of the information in the world to give to somebody, right? And it's just that inflammation. Inflammation.
It's like a commercial.
Information. People will take on too much too fast. And just because I do think the information should be readily available for those that want it. And I mean, technically it is, but you have to know what you're looking for. Like if you do a basic Google search of how to be an artist, it's not going to tell you sign up for ASCAP or BMI or, you know what I'm saying?
True, but I mean, okay, I can't think of the name of the podcast, but the one with, what the fuck is her name? She's like one of the main people that was behind like the late 90s like South artists like No Limit and Cash Money. And I can't think of her name right now, but she has a podcast and it's like Cheat Code or something like that. Whatever the name of it is. I haven't
heard of it.
You can literally follow her and you will have every single answer that you've ever needed.
And that's what I mean.
Music industry.
Knowing where to look.
Well,
I've never even heard of that.
You can search to find it. Like if you go on YouTube, how do I register my music, stuff like that. Like these people are going to pop up.
Yeah, but you have to know that that's something you're supposed to do in the first place, and a lot of artists don't.
I give you a great example. If you watch this podcast from the first episode of DJ Chevy up to now. There are so many gems that even the ones that are not talking about music, you can still listen and apply it to music.
The one that helped me the most was just like you suggested, was the Bus Crates one. Because me as I can't even talk today. Me as an emerging producer and engineer and stuff like that, there's just certain things you gotta figure out on your own, and then there's other things where it's like you might need some help on this. So like, let me help you from experience. But yeah, just networking and meeting the right individuals and positioning myself and being a desirable candidate. Like, I use trajectory in a conversation at least once a day. So having some kind of like business etiquette to myself in the way that I carry myself, kiki, I'm funny as fuck on a consistent basis. That's part of my brand. I'm seductive on a consistent basis. That's part of my brand, but business oriented is also part of my brand.
Right.
So people see me and they hold me to a standard. Hendy's a great example of that. He will tell you all the time. Like if he sees me doing something that's not on brand for me, he's gonna be like, "You tripping?" You know what I'm saying? So like you really do. I developed my network and visibility by doing jitney rides, getting to know people, going to the showcases, going to events, taking videos, taking footage, taking pictures, tapping my dot card on somebody's phone and then being like, "Whoa, what is that?" Because dot wasn't really a thing in the city at the time. I built my network brick by brick. I don't have family out here. Like, I had doors shut in my face. I had all of those things. But if you want it bad enough and you're hungry enough, you'll go get it. And whenever you do, those opportunities will come to you the same way they did to me.
I think that was the point I was making with the podcast. People were messaging me like, "Hey, bro, can I get on a podcast?" and haven't watched a single episode.
Right.
And to me, that doesn't make any sense.
You just want to sit in front of a camera and talk about yourself for a couple hours.
No idea what I'm talking about or why.
Right. You don't even understand the purpose.
And
from the block to the boardroom, like what?
So that's where when we say, there's resources out there, and the response is, well, people may not know how to search for it. I think it's more so.
Yeah.
People just
don't want to.
Don't want to.
That's a big part of it too. And for those that do, learning how to learn is a skill.
I think and I'm not saying this is what Next Up Live does at all.
Yeah.
But I think for years, business models have exploded off of the concept of selling to those people.
Absolutely.
The people that want the microwave success, instant gratification, blow up overnight.
I wouldn't say that's our business model.
No, not saying for Next Up Live. But I'm saying,
they do, because they take advantage. Absolutely. For a long time, I actually fell out with a very popular person, and it was a very quiet fallout. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, like when your loyalties lie with somebody else, and things come out, it becomes a quiet cutoff, and that's fine. There's already so much of that. And it might be mildly successful. Like you might get a couple $100 in your pocket a show, maybe a band if you're lucky. That's not real money. Like it's paper money, it's physical money, but that's not no real money.
Right.
You bring in an E-list celebrity that hasn't dropped a single in 10 years and people are dropping $350 $400 on a chance to perform for 10 minutes and the person's not coming in the venue till 10 minutes before they leave. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't support that. I think the showcase part is fine. Have a showcase, have a competition, $200-$300. I participated in Queen of the Burgh at Iceberg Studios before Chef passed. He was the reason I was in that competition in the first place.
Right.
And I got second place. And the only reason I didn't is because I didn't have a performance track. If I would have had a performance track, I would have beat everybody there. Okay. As a baby artist. You know what I'm saying? People don't know that. I don't talk about it.
What do you mean when you say a performance track?
Performance track. No main vocals. Includes your hook, your harmonies, and your ad-libs.
What did you have?
Regular MP3 track. The same track that
Like
got uploaded to distro.
song?
Yes, the full finished song.
Why not do a cappella?
I didn't know at the time.
Okay.
And I wasn't comfortable. I didn't even understand my sound. I didn't even understand the fact that the biggest complaint that DJs had with me was that they couldn't hear me. They had to have the mic turned up the whole way. I'm naturally a soft speaker, so I'm projecting even now.
Yeah.
It's a conscious thing.
Yeah.
So people want those types of opportunities, but they don't understand the work that goes into it. In rapping, it's usually not that big of an issue. But when you're an R&B artist...
I've had that issue my whole life.
Yeah.
I'm extremely soft-spoken.
Yeah, so you gotta... you really gotta have that breath control and be able to project your vocals.
So that's the issue with me with being soft-spoken because I come from the era of you can't just stand, one spot and just rap. We're running back and forth across stage.
So what do I do?
With a soft voice, I'm projecting and yelling and running back and forth.
And now you're winded and you're trying to take a breath.
Yeah.
So I'll throw this in there as a little gem. What helped me was figuring out at what point from me exertion, me exerting myself, where were my breaths falling short? Where was I wavering? Where did I feel like I can't catch my breath? I started recording my vocals in the studio the way I perform and anticipating that. So that way, whenever I'm making my performance tracks, if that means I'm re-recording the entire song just to take it out, I don't care.
So I'll go a step further for you. So the way I was trained to do it is as you're writing the verse, I would do this. Take a breath everywhere you're able to, even if you don't need to.
Yeah. So you want to have your best performance.
Well, just in general, even in recording in the studio. So your breath is like one of those things. It's like a battery compartment of air, where a lot of times people will rap or sing and hold their breath through it until they need a breath and then take a big breath. Whereas you can fill that compartment little by little, even though you don't need it. And then, you'll never hit that point to where you don't have air because you're constantly keeping it full.
Yeah, even if it's just a little...
Yeah, exactly.
I do that right before I go hard. And I started doing it subconsciously after a while, I guess. Because if you don't know your own song lyrics, I don't know what to tell you. I can't help you there because you write your songs. Yeah. So, I would hope you write your songs. It's cool if you have a writer. You know what I'm saying?
ChatGPT writes my songs.
He probably also writes your sleep schedule too, knowing you.
Exactly.
But, that was probably a big thing that we've experienced is I've had artists on my stage and they're like, fuck, I don't know the words. Why are you here? I don't know. Bro, you don't even have a performance track and you're on my stage and you don't know the words?
When the shift started to happen from my generation into the next, people would come into my studio rapping off paper. If it was someone that booked studio time, I would allow it. If it was someone on my team and you're reading off the paper.
You ain't ready.
Not just for reading off the paper, but if you don't know it at all.
Yeah, you ain't ready. Back to the drawing board. Get out my booth.
My nickname, my sister gave me this nickname. She called me Dr. Puff Dupree.
Dr. Puff Dupree.
Yeah.
I'm changing that. I'm changing your name in my phone to Dr. Puff Dupree the minute we're done with this podcast. Watch.
She called me that because, like, all my homies, everyone that I've ever recorded, they had their own little nicknames, but they was like, yo, when bro hit the space bar, like, I would do the space bar quick. Do it again.
I did that.
Yeah.
I started recording one of my friends because I do that now. That's what I went to school for. I told her, I said,
Nah.
We're sitting in her living room. I'm like, we got to do this again. And I said, no, do it like this, not like this. I was like, you got to have a little bit more confidence in your voice. Like, we're going to sit here and do this until we get it right, because the quality, it ain't having my name on it otherwise. So I get it, for sure.
Okay, there's really no easy way to segue back into this. The BDSM stuff I want to touch on while we still have time before it gets too late. So in general, like, we were speaking on the music, I guess, and how it relates to sexuality and, you know, consent and stuff like that. But just in general, when I think of BDSM, I'm thinking whips and chains and just some
It can be.
crazy, you know.
It can be.
But there's a different definition you have, this or description or whatever, that's not as crazy as people think. Is that a thing? Or am I misunderstanding?
So the actual term, and a lot of people shorten it to just BDSM, but each letter has two meanings. Sorry, I'm shedding on your table. Cool. Bondage and discipline.
Okay.
Dominance and submission. Sadism and masochism.
Okay.
So that encompasses a very wide range of things. But at the forefront, it's two or more people, depending on if you have like a swing or poly lifestyle, which I'm sure you're familiar with now.
Enough.
Yeah. And it all revolves around consent. Like, for instance, it's me and you, right? Dom sub. You don't just walk up to somebody and be like, you're my submissive now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't happen.
Okay, so 50 Shades of Grey. Did you see that movie? I don't think I've seen that movie, but I'm
seen
trying
all
to
three
reference
of them.
Okay.
50 Shades, 50 Shades Darker, and 50 Shades Freed.
Way too much.
It's a trilogy.
We don't even need all that. My point is, from what I know about it, it's just like, I'm a CEO and this, I don't know, secretary, whatever, and she's giving me vibes. Like, her energy is just like, I'm gonna just grab her and pin her against something, and the way she breathes and looks at me just kind of lets me know that she likes it. Like, is there space for that in the whole concept of consent for this lifestyle? Because the idea of a CEO that has a secretary and all of a sudden we get into this crazy, you know, dom sub lifestyle. Right. It's like, well, first, are you okay with this? Can I do this? What are your boundaries? Like, that seems like it would be a turnoff. I'm sorry, that was
No, you're good. You're good. So I think first and foremost, the way that it comes about can be so different. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can meet someone at a munch. You can meet someone at a lifestyle event. You can meet Joe Schmo walking down the sidewalk.
Not even specific to BDSM. I guess this is more specifically the consent conversation.
I think consent is a very under-discussed topic, right? There's multiple types of consent. Verbal, nonverbal, physical. Eye contact can be one of them.
Can it? That sounds like a gray area that, like, you can't really
starts, so base that law on. That kind of is a gray area, because you're not going to walk up to somebody and be like, and they're going to be like, and then you're just going to take it to Pound Town. Like, that's not how that works.
Like, I feel like there needs to be a different type of consent before.
So you have contractual consent,
Okay.
I've had DOMs that did not live in the same area as me, where we would have conversations about things generally. This man had a 14-page contract that listed out every possible kink. So this is just one of the options, right? Where you're dealing with handcuffs, you're dealing with whips, you're dealing with all of these things. At some point you got to discuss it. So like either if you're going for like a contractual thing where I'm just your dom or I'm just your sub and there's no relationship, I'm discussing these, because if you're telling me to snuff you out, which is a thing.
What do you mean when you say snuff you out?
Asphyxiation. Choking somebody out. Some people want you to choke them until
they're
out.
like unconscious?
Right. So wouldn't you want to have documentation on that beforehand? And again, who's to say you're comfortable with that?
Yeah.
So consent, having a mutually beneficial conversation, deducing where each person is at, what they're okay with.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even need to necessarily be something where you're having sex and you're like, are you okay with this? Are you okay with this? Every 30 seconds. I'm leaving if you do that.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate the effort. Like, I understand you want to make sure I'm comfortable, but that lets me know you're not confident in the situation at all. Right. That also lets me know you don't know me.
Okay.
For instance, it took you a while to probably figure out your wife and, like, how you guys mesh and move well together.
Still haven't.
Yeah, because it changes.
Yeah.
So whenever you have these conversations, and you probably do it without even realizing you do it. Like, oh, did you like that thing I did last night? Is that something you would, In some capacity, typically people end up having those conversations.
Okay, I can understand that, and yes, that makes sense.
Yeah, so sometimes I feel like people need to hear it from a different scenario. It's not like I'm meeting you on the street, hey, hi, how you doing?
Yeah.
Green, yellow, red. It doesn't work that way.
So I guess I'm replying. I think I told you this before. I be trolling people on Threads all the time.
Yeah.
And people on Threads, they have this thing where, there's always someone that's talking about, consent. Teach your sons that no means no. And, if a woman says she's not interested, just take it at that and then ignore her. And I'm like, thinking to myself, it's not always that black and white.
You're right. That's why consent's such a big topic, because it's not always black and white.
So in that lifestyle, and I guess we didn't even define it further before I just jumped in there, but
it's okay. We'll come back to it.
Is that a thing though? The spectrum of and consent and all this other stuff. Yeah. Like there's
people that have hand taps,
safe words and stuff. Pineapples.
Yeah, like imagine you have a ball gag in somebody's mouth and you're like, oh yeah, you like that?
Time out. I don't want to be the guinea pig. There's a third person sitting somewhere around here that is the guinea pig for all his BDSM stuff. I don't have ball gags and there's no ball gags over here.
Okay. Well.
This is another guinea pig over behind the camera. They got the ball gag.
Okay, well, they got a ball gag, right?
Yeah.
That thing, tight.
Okay.
Like, the whole purpose is you're not talking, right?
Right.
So, if something's happening that this person doesn't like, how are they supposed to tell you that?
Yeah, but...
So, you have nonverbal methods as well. Like there's levels to it for everything. Like there's
Is there
without you getting demonetized, I can't go into all of them.
Yeah, I don't.
That's just the reality.
So okay. In my mind, it's not like I've explored and went through the depths of...
We can tell.
I don't... Oh, okay. Yeah,
we can tell.
But some of it is like, it just looks. So like if you happen to catch like a video or a conversation or something like that, and, you know, or talk to someone in that lifestyle, you kind of get a feel of like that dude with the ball gag in his mouth that's walking around with a leash and collar on his hands and knees. He's probably in pain and uncomfortable. Like in my mind, there's nothing he can tap on to say I had enough, because he's getting, you know, his special part stomped on by a high heel. Like,
you do, okay. Well, I was about to say you do realize, and then I'm like, no, you don't. So let me run this back. Situations like that, people enjoy that. I know that's a wild theory to wrap your head around.
Yeah.
Humiliation play is a thing. Degradation kinks are a thing.
And they actually like a timeout too much.
They will tell you, like, I want you to slap my face and call me a dirty little whatever. I didn't know if I could say that, so I didn't.
Don't say that.
You know what I'm saying? But like, there's people who genuinely want those things. There's people that want to have impact play, that want you to smack them with objects. Okay. Like, there are really people out here that do enjoy that. And for a lot of people, it's a form of therapy.
So, okay. Just for the audience, we're not kink shaming. Some people like to do it.
He said, don't. But just so that way y'all know, that is not me.
not even. Like,
we know.
The people that know me already know. This is a very interesting concept, and the whole idea is to understand things that we're not familiar with. You know, cultures, environments, people, all these things that's not normal to, you know, me or whoever else to teach, that it is normal for someone. And like you said, it might be therapy for someone or whatever else. So where would you say within that line of therapy, like give me an example of how it's therapeutic for someone.
Okay. So there's this thing called CNC, consensual non-consent.
Okay.
You are agreeing beforehand. Maybe it's something as simple as waking up to some head.
Okay, I get it. So it's like...
Now think about how sticky that could go. Because what if third person in the room had a one-night stand with this fine shit? Like, perfect.
Okay.
And he wanted round two. She sleep. That's always a big topic of conversation of, can I wake you up hitting it? Can I do this?
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying? What if you do that and there is no consent and now it's not consensual?
See, and I don't even know if I should be speaking about this, but just in general, like when I was younger, that wasn't a thing. Like if you're with someone consensually and they fall asleep and you get with them while they're asleep, it was like consent, like you said. I've never experienced or even heard about a situation where consent was revoked, unless they verbally said your consent is revoked.
I think a lot of it, and I can speak from my own experience because I've been violated several times, like throughout my life, which ultimately played a role into how I discovered this, which is very common. So the reality is sexual assault happens, right?
Yes.
It's
absolutely.
very real. It doesn't matter what gender you are.
Yes, 100%.
It happens. Another harsh reality is that oftentimes it goes unpunished.
Yes.
It's underreported. The reported is only 1 in 4. But the reality is it's more than likely much higher than that.
Yes.
Therapeutically, at least for me, it's very empowering for me to be the person in control. Everyone thinks that it's the dom that runs shit. That's not the case. Because at the end of the day, exactly like you said, nothing happens that I don't allow to happen.
Right.
So think of the empowerment behind that.
Right.
If I say no, stop that, some people don't listen. I've had encounters sexually where I've been like, hey, stop. And the reality is, hey, stop means, nah, you just playing. You know what I'm saying? And that's why consent is such a huge topic.
I get it.
Because it's very traumatic Like when you allow somebody to have access to your body and they don't treat it with care and respect.
Yeah.
People very oftentimes are very self-centered and only really care about themselves.
Right.
Because they're the only people they have to rely on at the end of the day. So if you don't care about the other person's mental or physical well-being, a lot of people don't understand what a woman actually experiences when they're going through that. So that's one of the reasons why I feel like it's so popular, especially with trauma victims, is because they get to choose.
Do you think it's specific to women?
No.
Yeah, and I apologize to you and especially the audience if I'm coming across insensitive at all.
No, you're curious. You're asking questions.
Yeah, but a good portion of it, of course, is funny to an extent. And
it is.
No one's, being a victim or situation or whatever is ever funny, of course.
Right, absolutely.
There's bits and pieces of it that are kind of like, I just don't understand. So, curious, asking questions.
That's the whole point. You know what I'm saying? Is to learn and educate people.
Yeah, exactly. What I related to, and some people might think this is weird, but the only equivalent I can think of is like, not SA specifically, but some of the like harassment that I hear about that women get from men.
Men get it too?
Like right now, if I get a Facebook message from a dude that's just like, what's up? And I don't know you and I've never met you. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. And then like an hour later, hey man, what you doing? Like that's fucking weird.
Right, you didn't consent to that.
Is that a consent thing?
I mean, when you have, and I guess this will actually kind of tie back into the business thing. Artists and people in the spotlight typically lose a lack of privacy, and people will feel too comfortable. They will, absolutely.
Okay, so the reason I say that is consent is something that can be given or taken away.
Absolutely.
If it's not within my sexual branding, there is no cannot give or cannot take away. Like, it just doesn't exist. So, like, if a dude is hitting on me, like, to me, the word consent doesn't even fit. It's like you going down the wrong channel.
That just means you're doing it naturally. You filled that out. Nobody forces you to respond to that message.
I get it.
Nobody forces you to leave them unblocked. You can be unbothered all day.
Yeah.
But you are the sailor on your ship. It goes where you want it to go. If you're shutting that shit down, if some woman throws herself at you, and I'm sure you've had that happen.
At times.
And you don't want it, you can be like...
Yeah. So the equivalent to that, like, if there's a dude messaging me, sending me, 5-6 messages, hey, what's up, what's going on, blah, 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 I'm either going to block them, restrict them, something like, dude, this is freaking weird. I don't know what you on right now, but I'm cool.
Yeah, like you could say hello and ask me how I'm doing and explain to me why you're reaching out to me, especially if you know I'm a business.
It's not even going to get to that point.
Right.
Like, it would completely miss that, because I feel like if whatever it is that you on is not what I'm on. Like, I'm not trying to receive anything that you got to say to me. It's just simply because you don't know better. And you might be trying to hide it up under something and find some manipulative way to try to get at me or something.
You trying to manipulate me?
Hey.
No, but I get it. Absolutely.
So there are people, like, I've been hit on by like gay dudes on, is it Threads? Instagram, maybe, something like that, where, like a dude, he flamboyant gay, just like messaged me, hey, I think you attractive, what's up with you? I appreciate it. I appreciate the compliment, dog, but, I don't go that way, but, thanks for follow, whatever, and keep it at that.
Yeah, respectful.
Exactly, respectful.
Yeah, respectful. That's a big thing.
The reason why I threw the random dude that's not saying, who he is or why he's contacting or whatever is because I always get to hear the complaints of women. It's like, oh, dude's in my DM trying to get on me. And
yeah. Honestly, nowadays, I think that's just people in general.
What you mean?
Social media We are in a microwave society.
The easy access.
Yeah. When people, so especially with influencers, business owners, people in positions of power in any capacity, people just have this feeling that they're so close to you that they just feel like they know you. You know the image that you receive. You know what social media allows you to know. Mm-hmm. And because of that, people feel like they are entitled to a level of access to you. Mm-hmm. And the reality is, consent works across the board. Mm. Jobs, businesses, relationships, friendships, family, everything that you do, there's some type of back and forth.
That's interesting.
It all ties in together, even out of basic respect.
So
do you have the time to talk with me today?
So you just made me think of something. So the initial conversation or initial situation that I posed, which
how does it relate?
No, like you were saying, someone goes to sleep. So like consent is given at some point in time, and then the woman goes to sleep, and then you do something with her while she sleep, right? Mm-hmm. Where maybe in a lot of situations it's interpreted as you have consent, but it may not actually be consent. Where, like, if a person feels maybe uncomfortable and not comfortable with speaking up. So, like, for example, if someone comes here and they're just like, hey, what y'all doing? You know, knock on the door. Oh, what y'all got going on in there? Oh, you got a podcast, and they just walk over and, you know, have a seat or something. Not me, of course I'd tell them to get out, but it could be someone, you know, that's running this and be like, oh, I don't really know how to tell them to leave because, you know, being nice or whatever else.
Yeah, you don't want to come off like the bad person, and I get it. But also, like when it comes to women at least, there was a point in time, not that long ago, where we would literally get beat all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we weren't able to vote. We weren't able to do any of those things. Mm-hmm. So it's perceived as, oh, well, women are just more independent now. They don't want a man. They don't want da-da-da-da-da. No, we just have the free capability of not having to rely on a man to be able to feed ourselves, to be able to have a place to lay our head, to be able to drive. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody takes that into consideration. The reason our grandparents' relationships lasted so long is they didn't have the level of free will that we have. We didn't have the capability to be like, no, this ain't happening. I'm just saying, I work probably 16 to 18 hours a day, okay? And that's if I'm able to dedicate time to the podcast. That's if I'm able to dedicate. I can't tell you the last time I sat down and write a track. My artistry is supposed to come first.
Right.
I don't even have time for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm so busy doing all the business stuff, doing everything else.
Right.
I got to worry about paying bills. I got to worry about cooking, feeding myself, interpersonal relationships, making sure I got time for my family. Mm-hmm. And this is my personal preference. Mm-hmm. I would rather be able to run my business and be a stay-at-home mom and make sure my man is taken care of, make sure he has breakfast, lunch, and dinner, make sure he has clothes for work, make sure the checkbook is balanced and that the bills are paid and that the appointments are scheduled. Mm-hmm. I have no problem doing that. Everybody doesn't want to do that.
Right.
Men, they have their own issues. Mm-hmm. I'm sure guys would love to not get drywall and nasty paint covered in their hair all day. But they do. They do the jobs that women can't or won't do. It has its own drawbacks on either side of the board. I'm a supporter of men's mental health. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I'm a huge advocate for it. Y'all can be something to be reckoned with. Don't get me wrong. There's times where I would love to get in a boxing match and throw on the gloves. Mm-hmm. And my husband, we probably will. I'll have Nerf guns around the house. I'll have boxing gloves. Square up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna solve these problems one way or another. But that's the choice of consent.
Brought it back around. Okay.
I did.
Okay.
Free will and consent go hand in hand. And they only go hand in hand when they're respected and valued. You take our meeting, for example. You were very transparent with me, very open, very honest about the fact of the matter when it came to business. You could have left out a lot of details.
Right.
That was your choice.
Right.
But because you wanted me to be fully aware of the scope of what was going on and what I was coming into, you chose to make sure I had a solid understanding for both myself and yourself.
Right.
I expected nothing less. Somebody else might intentionally withhold information.
I could see in certain scenarios.
Yeah, and it happens, especially when it comes to...
And I wouldn't necessarily be completely against that. I mean, like sometimes...
I think it's situational, right?
Definitely, but even in a situation we might consider bad, I won't say, I won't justify it. I'll just ask what you think. So, we've been taught throughout life, like to, at least in my generation, to play chess in life.
Yeah.
To
Smart,
you're
strategic
reading,
movements.
Yeah, you're reading 48 Laws of Power, Art of Seduction, where there's this concept of sometimes you have to navigate and put pieces in a certain position that maybe is good for you, maybe is good for the person as well, could be good for the whole situation. So there might be some people that, given this situation, given this circumstance, if you say, hey, I need you to stand right here, they're going to argue, fuss, and fight with you all day and not do it, not like it, or whatever. But if I don't say stand in this position here and just drop a Snicker bar over there knowing you love Snicker bars, well, now you're going to be right in position for everything to play out the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Like, is that bad?
I'm going to be very careful how I answer this.
Okay.
Because that can teeter along the lines of manipulation.
Yes,
right?
100% manipulation.
I said it like that for a reason.
I mean, and I understand manipulation is bad, and I'm not justifying it, but I'm saying, is there ever an instance where it's okay? Like, manipulate me. If I'm arguing with you and I'm sitting right here and there is a 12-ton boulder about to fall, and no, I'm recording. Dame, you need to move. No, I'm recording. I'm right here. Dame, there's $1 million on that couch. Manipulate the hell out of me to get me out this seat. You know what I mean?
So, situational.
Okay.
If you're in a relationship with somebody, that is not the time to manipulate them just to get what you want.
Yes. I would say it
depends.
Should consider them and what.
Yes, and that's what these dynamics do. It's both parties being considered and equally agreeing to this exchange.
But that kind of takes away free will. Like, what if I want to get smashed by the boulder or the...
Now, again, there is the devil's advocate side of things. If a car comes and hits me tomorrow and my car gets totaled, I might be upset for 5 minutes. And then I'm like, well, it's probably for the greater good considering my car needs all this work.
I can get a better car.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sometimes you have to save people from themselves. But it's important to know it's not your job to do that.
Wasn't there a movie or something where somebody got sued for, like, saving people?
Yes.
I feel like I've seen that before.
Especially in hospital settings. If you're a DNC and you get revived, that hospital, the person that performed the DNC, they're all liable. Because I have a legally binding document that tells you, if I die, do not resuscitate me.
Right.
DNR.
Right.
I said DNC. Something entirely different. Do not resuscitate means do not perform CPR, do not put me on life support, do not do any of those things to bring me back. I'm ready to go. Think about that. Someone that's that fed up.
Yeah.
And they're not even caring about that. They're gone.
Yeah.
And you're performing chest compressions for 45 minutes and their wallet falls out of their pocket, and it's a big red card that says DNR, you gonna have a moment where you're like, oh my God, how much money is this gonna cost me?
Right.
Because you just violated their entire
consent, free will,
everything all at once. But sometimes people don't know what's good for them. And you have kids. It's not a phase, Dad. I'm going to this party. I'm going out with my friends. If someone tells you to jump off a bridge, you're going to do it. Sometimes you do have to manipulate people because you know they won't listen another way. I think intent is important, but also not at the same time, because the road to hell was paved on good intentions. But it's still the road to hell.
Yeah, but
so if you know that someone's in a position to make a really, really piss poor decision, whether that's sign a 360 deal for a label that you know is not, they're going to come out upside down. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
And I feel like it's so subjective and it's such a slippery slope. Like, we can't really put laws around consent. I mean, we can say no is no, but then there's some people that are going to say, I said no, but I really meant yes.
I hear you. I definitely do. There are a lot of gray areas in that, right?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, can we have an across the board, this is the law, this means this, in every situation?
I think in order for that to be successful, we would all have to adapt our way of living.
And it'd be uncomfortable for some that don't want to live that way.
Right. But think about that. The people that don't want to have a partner that feels comfortable around them, that's probably the exact person that it's targeting. And I'm not saying that as like an overarching, but there are things that kind of, and again, this is not directed towards you. This is just in general. I don't want you to, you know what I'm saying?
Cool. You're cool.
There are kind of like overarching personality traits, right? Like, for instance, you can tell when someone's messaging you, like what the vibe's given, basically.
Right.
There are personality traits. There are the people that are going to coerce you and beg you and repeatedly bring it up until you say yes, just to get them off their back. It's happened to me multiple times, where I tell you, no, not tonight. But you're so persistent, you're not leaving it alone until I say yes.
Right. Like
you're some kind of sales rep or something.
Right.
That's when that type of thing becomes very important.
I've spoke to people on threads, again, me trolling, where I think someone was trying to explain that, what you just said. And my take was, I didn't quite understand exactly what they meant, because they express one thing, but there's really more than one thing within that statement. So like the coercion of it, like the bad side, is like, I could see your energy and your vibe and hear your vocal tone as you explain it, and immediately in my mind is like, damn, that's messed up.
And it probably had you thinking, like, have I ever had a situation like that?
I didn't, but now that you say it, no,
so I mean, the reality is sometimes, again, hormonally, you're just one track minded, like you just trying to get it off. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, come on, man. You know you want to. Well, it's your fault because you're dressed like that. But if you walk outside without a shirt on, you know you walk outside looking like that. So from a woman's perspective, well, you walked outside looking like that. You knew what you was doing with your fresh haircut and your hat on, without your wedding. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
not as much. I understand
not as
what you're
much,
saying.
but it does happen.
Well, the reason,
come on, come drop that dick off. You know what I'm saying? And you might not be okay with that. You might be uncomfortable. Hey, daddy, I see you got the hoochies on. You know? Oh, you looking fine. But what if it's not fine shit? You ain't consent to that.
Okay, so
you want a two-man. With the friend, and the friend's ugly. And you told to just take one for the team so that way the buddy can get it, right? And you like, I don't know, I'm really not feeling great. Oh, yeah, come on. This is what you came here for, right?
I'm pretty sure I've been in a situation
okay,
like that before.
Exactly.
So, okay.
See, I'm friends with men. I understand.
And we're getting near the end time, but there's so much more. Like, I feel like we haven't even really explored the BDSM, mostly because I'm just jumping out with all my curiosity.
It's okay.
But in this question specifically, like, do you think are there double standards that it's okay that they're double standards and they need to stay double standards between men and women?
You're about to get me canceled.
If you get canceled, I get canceled. 'Cause we work together, so.
There's always double standards. There's always going to be double standards, especially because the power dynamic has always been tipped. It's always been for men's favor.
I don't think so. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I think that exact statement.
It's also double-sided.
I think that statement that you stated, I think women have a power that men don't have, and
because we can create life.
Not even just that. I think women have a power over men, like in that consent.
Because we have that. I mean, I got the juice. I know I got the juice. I had a roster for a while.
Yeah. Well, you know not even so. Okay, we'll go into like marriage, for example, right? My wife has all the power.
Why do you say that?
Because, all right, the whole concept, happy wife, happy life.
I knew you were going to say that.
Where, like, that actually came from somewhere. And the idea of it is mom's energy is the energy that navigates the entire house. If you piss off mom, dad is now working tirelessly to try to make her feel better because he feels miserable. He's depressed. He doesn't feel like doing nothing. The kids are horrible. The whole house is like shut down because mom's energy is off. Where if you say, you know, no matter how much a man put his foot down or whatever, the moment my wife goes from chipper, you know, and shimmying and everything she's doing, smiling ear to ear, the moment that changes and she's just like giving me blank stares, oh shit, I need to fix something. What's wrong? What happened? You need to buy something, go for a walk, you need a day out, spa day. Like, what can I do to fix this because it's the end of the world right now? That right there is like mom, wife, runs everything. Where, no, baby, we can't go there. What? All right. No, we're not buying that. What? Okay.
Think about it.
I don't want the kids to do this. What? All right, guess y'all doing this.
When's the last time you made a doctor's appointment for yourself?
Oh, I do everything.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. My household, it was the opposite. My mom had the Social Security cards, birth certificates, doctors, insurance cards, everything. And that's how a lot of people are raised.
No, we're kind of inverse in a way. I do everything. You do
all of it?
Yeah. Well, and it's mainly because I'm the organized freak. Like, I'm the one.
Oh, so you would just rather do it because you want it done your way.
I guess that fits.
To make it easier, yeah.
It's easier for me to manage.
That makes sense.
Everything in my mind, yeah. And I've been doing it for so long, and I have like this great system of organizing everything. It's just
I know you do. It's probably color coded and everything.
In a spreadsheet, but sure.
Exactly. Exactly. I already know.
All my Google calendars and stuff, so it works.
You know, as smart as I am, I can't figure out how to link mine.
Link what?
My Google calendars.
To what?
my iCloud calendar. I can't figure out how to do it.
I don't know that I've ever tried. I use.
If you figure it out, let me know.
I use I know you can put your Gmail in your iCloud.
You can. It's complicated.
Yeah.
Because you got to do the whole IMAP thing. I just don't have time for that. I do enough of that at work.
So I use Outlook and Outlook and Gmail, but
if I never seen another Outlook link in my life, I would be okay with it.
believe it.
But yeah, I mean, I think I still feel like the reason that is because women create and multiply, like, naturally. Mm-hmm. Like, if you give a woman $1,000, do what you do with this. Mm-hmm. A solid partner is going to bring that back triple.
I don't think so.
So I'm using money as an example, but it's a poor example.
Okay.
I think the term happy wife, happy life comes from, like, abundance, right? Like, when you have a partner, it's essentially, it is transactional in a way. Most relationships are transactional. Mm-hmm. Think of your wife or your partner as being the ultimate, I don't want to say employee because that sounds like very transactional, mm-hmm. but you mentioned earlier about how, and we've had this discussion several times, management, everything, mm-hmm. where you find an employee and someone to work with you, but they never want it as much as you do. Mm-hmm. So when you run a business, and that's technically what it is, mm-hmm. when you take two corporations and merge them together, mm-hmm. and you establish this partnership, mm-hmm. you're both running at full speed, maybe in different areas. So when one person is not tracking as far as the other person, mm-hmm. now things are off kilter. Now things aren't getting done around the house. Things, you're not getting laid for a week. You're irritated. You're tired. You're fighting in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of these things span into larger things that are affecting everything. Mm-hmm. But also because women are emotional, men are logical. Mm-hmm. So men don't necessarily, and that's not true for everyone, but most men function logically. If you're a little touched up here, this isn't for you. This is not that conversation. We're not going to get into the whole, but this one and this one, no. Like, right. The generalized population is women want men that will take care of them. Men want a wife that will cook, clean, do their duties, and be their peace. Mm-hmm. So in a traditional setting, when either of those is off kilter, you're going to feel it, but you're only going to feel it more from a woman because of the absence, the lack of the things that she's freely giving to you, mm-hmm. whether it's out of expectation or if she's like me because she genuinely wants to do those things. Mm-hmm. You're going to feel that. You're going to feel that. If she gets sick, you're going to feel that. Because why? She's the one taking the kids to soccer practice. She's the one cooking all the meals. She's the one doing the laundry. She's the one taking care of everybody's emotional well-being. Men don't care about that. They will wear the same work shirt for 12 days in a row. The socks could have holes in them. They will not go to the doctor. They will survive on nicotine and beer. So, you know what I'm saying? So you do feel that. And that's not everybody, obviously.
Well, no. You're right. You're spot on, actually, I think, anyways. And mm-hmm. I think that's the reason why we don't feel it as much. So
because
I would argue
you don't have all of those extra things.
We don't care. So, like, for example, when my wife goes to Detroit, she goes to Detroit to visit, like, her mom and dad and family mm-hmm. and stuff like that. And she takes kids with her. And I'm at home and I have some of the kids with me. There's a mm-hmm. difference. Like, mm-hmm. when she's there, she's cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner, when the kids are there for the summer.
They probably starving.
She's washing clothes. No. So what I do, I get hot dogs, ramen noodles.
No. You are not one of those dads.
Hot dogs, ramen noodles, sandwich stuff. So, like, bread, mayo, lunch meat stuff. I have, like, maybe 4 different options. What I do, I cook dinner 2 to 3 days a week. Mm-hmm. I have cereal, oatmeal. So it's like when you get up in the morning.
You have fed for yourself meals multiple times a week.
They're throughout the day, yes. So it's like I'll cook today, then tomorrow These are your options. Figure it out. I'll cook the day after that. The next day, these are your options. Figure it out. Or, throw some leftovers in one of them days. Where
I guess that could be beneficial for learning how to fend for yourself.
Then you have
decision making.
My wife has this thing of like, oh, I don't want to have to tell the kids over and over and argue and fight, and then they're not going to clean it as good as I am. They're not really going to do it. So I'll clean it. I don't do that. I say, you make a mess, you clean it. Or if this is your scheduled day, you do it. And I'm not running around cleaning up everything after everybody. No, you clean this because you made the mess. It's your dish day. I'm going to wake you up out of your bed at 12 o'clock at night because you didn't do the dishes. Go do the dishes. Not even all that. Let's go.
What'd you forget?
So, to me, there is a value that, a woman brings that is way more warm and loving and welcoming and, just the whole feminine energy.
I feel like she makes the house a home.
You have that,
She's
right?
a homemaker.
For me, I'm so zeroed in that I'm a survivalist.
Would you even remember to eat if she didn't remind you or cook food?
I don't eat until I feel something in my body that says, dude, you gotta eat.
Right.
And
we hate that, right? As women.
why?
Y'all ask us why we can't figure out what we want to eat ever. And we want to know why y'all don't eat. Why we always got to remind y'all that it's time to eat.
Because I got to do what's in front of me. I mean, in terms of evolution, right? In terms of evolution, I am dealing with problems. I'm solving issues. I'm fighting wars, figuratively, in my head. I'm looking bills over here, work over here, trying to start a company there, mom and dad here, parents, in-laws over here, and I'm constantly all day, kids, school, just hammering and nailing all this stuff and keeping it all framed within perspective so that we are
the studs,
so that we're able to navigate, right?
Yeah.
Where this is the priority. So no, the mortgage is not going to be late. Nobody's credit's going to be messed up. None of these walls are falling apart. We don't have water flooding in from the basement. The roof's not going to have holes in it. Like I'm solving these problems literally daily, and a lot of times, like, not saying every situation, of course not every situation, but a lot of times people may not even notice or appreciate that
that's also a thing.
Your wall isn't coming down because I seen a problem in it a month ago and I fixed it. The gutters don't need replaced for thousands of dollars because I clean them weekly. Like, there's so many different things that...
That's true. Men are underappreciated.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And that, all of that, navigating all of that means these are priorities, because if I don't fix this $5 problem now, it's going to be a $25,000 problem later. I'm going to fix this. And you know how I know when it's time to eat? When I get the feeling inside of me, it says, dude, it's time to eat. And at that, like, I'm going to do this and fix this priority. And then at some point in time, I'm not going to be able to do it anymore because my body will say, stop and eat something. And it's, hey, sandwich. Not necessarily to a wife, wife, give me a sandwich.
Solution oriented. So I get it. I mean, I grew up around men.
And to clarify, that whole motion of a sandwich, I'm not saying, woman, go get me a sandwich. It was literally just like me talking to myself, like, bro, you need to go get some food. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I know. There's nights on FaceTime where, still working,
Exactly.
I get it.
Exactly.
Absolutely. That makes a lot of sense.
My bad. We've derailed. We're going to have to do this again. There's so much other stuff that we need to talk about.
So, I mean, I guess we got to put a pin in it. See, that's always the problem. It's never finding stuff to talk about. It's just where to cut it off at. Because we have so many similarities, and, like, we're both very inquisitive people.
Yeah.
And that's why we work well together.
Yeah.
Because we both get it. We both have busy schedules. We both had the ebb and flow of things. But I mean, yeah, anytime. Like, you know, it's very rare that the people behind the scenes make it in the scenes. So
exactly. But I mean, we don't make it chop. We definitely gonna.
I think we got plenty of content. So
tons, and man, this is gonna be a fun one to put out.
Talk about high value, high impact.
Oh yeah, right. Clip it up. Well, thank you very much, Frey.
Of course, thank you for having me. You know,
the guest.
The Kalaj Dame Podcast.
This is my play cousin, Freya Tha Goddess, right here, and you know me, I'm Kalaj Dame. We will see you next time, play cousins.
Late nights, real talks, turn the noise down. Welcome to Kalaj Dame. City lights, long days, heavy on the mind. Everybody talking, but they never take the time. Truth in my chest, I don't sugarcoat pain. If you sitting at the table, you gotta show your face. Conversations deeper than the surface we've been shown. Ain't here to sell a dream, just to show you what I know. Every voice matters, every story got a way. If you living it for real, you gon' feel this pain. No scripts, no frames, just heart and time. If you listen close, you might change your mind. We don't argue just to win debates. We just shine a light where they hide the grave. It's the Kalaj Dame Podcast, where the real don't gotta broadcast. Every truth gotta pass, every voice got a lane. It's the Kalaj Dame Podcast. Pull a seat, let the walls crack. If you ever felt unseen, you gon' feel your name. Yeah. From the block to the boardroom, same questions asked. Why we build so fast, we never heal the past. I don't play judge, I don't play your role. I just let you talk while the story unfolds. Bridging gaps, they pretend they there. Men and women trying to meet halfway, no filter, but respect stay intact. If it hit too